Welcome to day 3 of our AICT ATAL Faculty Development Program. We hope the sessions over the past 2 days have been insightful and enriching, and we look forward to another day of engaging discussions and valuable learning. It is now my privilege to introduce our distinguished speaker for the day, CA Sameer Agarwal. Sir is a chartered accountant with over 20 years of professional experience spanning controllership, financial planning and analysis, MIS, automation, fundraising and regulatory compliance. He has worked with leading Indian and international organizations across diverse sectors, including information technology, financial services, education and textiles. Renowned for transforming finance functions through technology and innovation, he brings a unique blend of strategic vision and practical expertise. His insights into the integration of AI with finance and accounting make him an inspiring speaker and mentor. Today, he will be sharing his expertise on implementation of latest AI techniques for fraud detection in documents and images. As a token of our appreciation, I would like to call Ms. Meenakshi Gupta to please present a memento and a sapling to serve. Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am. Thank you so much. Sir, we are truly honored to have you with us today. I now invite Sir to please deliver his session. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning everyone. First of all, thank you for this opportunity to be with all of you to share insight from the industry, how we are using AI and helping the industry with the pain areas that AI can help us with. To start with, I'll just start with a disclaimer that I am least academic person in this room, and most of my time goes with giving pitches to the client for selling our products, how we are using technology to help their areas. And when Ms. Meenakshi asked me to come here and present how we are using AI in the industry, I thought that would be a good starting point for us to showcase how technology is helping the corporates in their day-to-day life. So it all started 2 years back. I was in the late night meeting with my friends in the company, seeing that one of our department were taking. I'm not audible. I'm not audible at the back. Let's talk louder. So it all started, 2 years back. I was sitting in the company discussing our financial plans with the client, and I saw there are finance team who is working very late. And when I inquired exactly why they are sitting late, we came to know they are processing employees claim, which year end you get all the tax claims which comes like in terms of HRA claims and the investment claims, and then there is employee claim for travels and all. And we have thousands of employee and claims amount for the images that we had was running into lakhs. So it took really a lot of time for them to process and get the data. So the first thing that we did, we call our technology guys, because we were IT company, to ask them how can we automate this so that late sitting can be avoided. And they came with the best solution of OCR at that time 2 years back. So what they said, from these images, at max what we can do, we can extract data, convert it into a format, but it will not be a structured data. It will be totally unstructured data, and with this unstructured data, nothing could have been done. So with my friends, and I started this AI company because that time machine learning was in buzz. So we decided to launch a company whereby this unstructured data can get into structure format, and that can be used for analysis. So basically, the vision started with how can we convert unstructured data from the images and other media format to structured data so that it can be analysis, but with the passage of time, we are realizing this technology we are using with lot of different use cases, and this is what I'll walk you through how we are using this technology. So I'll just have a short question before I start. There are 3 images. Can anyone tell me which image is a fake one out of this AI generated? No, actually, first 2 images are AI generated, and third one is taken by a wildlife photographer, which is a real image, which is from the Wikipedia. And this is what the real challenge is in the today's world. It is very difficult when a person who is sitting on a computer to process information, pass the claims which is coming in the image format, thousands of a claim which he need to process in a week's time, and he is seeing the images the way we are seeing here. It's really difficult for him to identify which one are fake and which one are real. So for last 150 years, since the invention of camera, photographs and the videos are the proof which were accepted in court of law. But now with the advent of AI, things are changing. Earlier, it would have taken whole technical setup and expertise to create a one real deepfake image. Now what it takes is just a mobile phone and a good AI subscription to generate an image which can, fool most of us. Talking about the recent example, last week only, when this demonstration was happening at Jantar Mantar, along with all the real images, all the fake images and the narratives based on their personal agendas start floating on the internet. Same happened at Operation Sindoor as well, when we were seeing kind of fake narrative across the globe which were coming to India, and these all the fraudster needed was hardly a mobile application and a good subscription of AI to create these images. So these are the challenges in the current environment that we believe is most important, and these cost, right now we are talking about the social media and impact on the society, but when it comes to organization level, it costs money to them when people submit fake invoices and claims. It also causes reputational damages to the company when these cases open up in the scrutiny's income tax department and other departments. And the point is not, getting these images just verified. The point is the volume that these corporates have. They have thousands of employees and claims runs into lakhs. So the main challenge is scale. At what scale can they verify these claims with just human intervention? So these documents which flows into the organization are in form of claims. These are in form of KYC documents. These are in forms of travel tickets, and these really run into huge volumes. So that's where our journey started. We tried to build how can we solve this problem through machine learning, and machines see the images different than how humans sees it. And this is where I am now coming to. Actually, we are providing these solutions to NBFCs, IT companies, and insurance companies are very good beneficiaries of these services, because apart from their employee claim, they get a lot of claim from their clients as well for reimbursement of the insurance claims. So I'll start with the main technical background, how AI sees the images different than how humans sees the images. So what we understand, humans sees the images based on our cognitive reality, what we have experienced till now. So when we look at an image, we see the odd pattern based on what we have experienced till now. Are there any suspicious object or anything which is not based on our own experiences? This is how we see the images. But when AI or the machine see the images, it doesn't see the images, it reads the images based on the pixels, how it is generated at the back end with the hardware. At the hardware level, it detects what are the changes which has done from the very initial level when the hardware took the image, how it was captured. After that, at the JPG compression level, it tries to understand how it has doctored. It tries to see whether there are any changes in the light, physics of the light, how the light is coming and how the shadow is being there. So this is how technically the machine sees the image, not the way we see it from our eyes. It's try to find out the patterns at the back end, at the pixel level, whether there are any distortion in specific grades of the images. Just to give you an analogy how we develop our cognitive reality of how we see images, like a radiologist keeps on seeing thousands of x-rays over his lifetime, and he developed this intuition or the skill that what is wrong in an x-ray just from seeing it on a first glance. Just imagine if there are 1,000 radiologists in Delhi who are doing this on a regular basis and getting their experience. At the AI level, what happens? All these 1,000 radiologists' experience get clubbed together, because AI has just one mind. All which is happening or processing at global level is getting stored in their server, and they are using their algorithm to understand how things are working. So at the scale which AI learns is totally different than a human can do in its lifetime. And same is happening with if you go to the bank, the way we identify whether the currency note is genuine or fake versus any AI tool will do, or the cashier will do, will be totally different. So the amount of data that AI is getting, and based on that the knowledge they are able to generate and use it is totally enormous. So how the whole machine learning has developed over the years, over the decades is, starting in 1990s, it was rule based. There were, we could have defined the rules. It was more of an application based rather than intelligence based. So if they give a checklist to any application that these are the 10 parameters on which one needs to do the checks, that was a rule based technology that was done at the application level. So any software, we decide the rule that these are the 10 checks that we need to perform. It would perform those tests, and based on that, if we found any anomaly, it will flag that. But with start phase of machine learning in early 2000s, there was not just rule based, there was some kind of intelligence that started developing, but that intelligence was given by the humans. It was not redeveloped or in a kind of unsupervised learning which is happening today. Today, we don't tell the machine how to solve a problem. We just give them command that this is a problem, and you go and try to find how you can solve the problem. That is unsupervised learning. So that concept started in early 2000s. Once the machine were able to crack that problem, that if the solution was not already provided to them, they started finding the solution of their own in unsupervised learning. Once they started doing the unsupervised learning, the phase came where the deep learning started happening. So earlier, like all of you must be knowing, if you know AI, the way AI was instructed, like all the images were tagged that this is cat, and if AI knows that thousands of images of cat look like that, the how cat would look like. But later on in the deep learning, the machines were not told that these are cats, thousands of cats, and these are thousands of dogs. They were just given images of cats and dogs, and they were told to identify based on their understanding of the images which are cats and which are dogs and how can they identify them. That is called deep learning. And with the invent of deep learning, all the technology that we are using today is possible. How we don't need to tell them on the rule base that these are the rules on which you do your analysis. Now we just tell them that based on your experiences of analyzing thousands and millions of images, now you tell us what are the distortion that you find or anomalies that you find in an image, and based on that human can decide whether these are anomalies worth recognizing as a fake invoice or a fake document or a fake images. So as I discussed earlier as well, how machines try to find out the anomalies in the medias. It's not on the basis of visually how it appears, but at the background level, at the pixel level, how the JPG compression is there, how the sensor noise of the hardware has been distorted after the first images were taken. At the JPG compression level, what changes had happened in the images. So all the back-end structure which is read in the forms of numbers and algorithms are checked by the AI whether they find any distortion on those impressions. For example, in SSL certificate, now it has become a very usual norm. We even don't visibly see the infrastructure that is happening. Whenever you are going to any banking website or any e-commerce website, there is a SSL certificate which is operating at the back end, which is totally invisible, and based on that security, we have a trust that when we are going to any banking website or we are going to any e-commerce website, the transaction that we are doing is totally secure. Similarly, there are patterns which are there in all the media, whether it's a video or it's an image or it's anything, there are patterns which is there at the back end. So with AI or with the machine learning, we try to find whether there is any distortion on those patterns. So machine totally sees the images or the media totally in a different way, the way we see it or we can imagine. Apart from that, the point is at the scale, the machine can scan the images and give the anomalies. A reviewer at a human level, at max, based on our understanding, can review maximum 20 to 30 images in a day. But machines can process thousands of these images with a higher accuracies and higher rate that even human can think of. So having given you the background of the technology, how we are using the technology, now I'll tell you the practical use case. I think this is the core of what we do. Me as a founder of a AI company and a CEO of the company, this is what we exactly do, how we sell this technology to the client so that we addresses their main pain areas which cause them financially as well. So now I'll go through the use cases, how we are using this technology in the real world. So as I told you, when at a company level there are lakhs of images, claims which comes to the company, the main problem is the scale. So usually what corporate does, they do a test checking. They say 5% or the 7% based on the statutory requirement of the auditor. They pick up the test and based on those samples, they do a test checking whether the claims submitted to them are genuine or fake. But that's the only limited portion of the claims that has been processed. The 95% or the 93 remaining percent of the claims are at the risk, which is at the financial risk of the company. So main challenges at the corporate level is the scale at which they want to get the things done which cannot be done at a human level. For example, with the Canva and all the new tools which are coming, it is so easy for anybody to just change the claim of 800 rupees to 3,800 rupees by just adding a 3 in front of the number. So what we have developed, and I'll give you a live screenshots of the software, the application that we use, how it detects, and at the real invoice level, all the checks and scanning that is done. But at the high level, what it does, it tries to find out the anomaly at the distortion level where the image is doctored. Then it starts searching all the required documents for, like for the GST, if this is a GST invoice, it will check through the API of the GST whether the name of the vendor which is published on the invoice matches with their database or not. If there is any barcode, then it will scan the barcode and check whether the information which is readable at the barcode level ties with the information which is there on the invoice or not. It will also check whether these are certain elements which are not allowable at the company level to be claimed as expense are appearing as a line item in the invoice. So these are all the checks which machine can do instantly, where it would take humans few minutes to few hours to check all these details, because we'll have to go to the external databases, scan for those QR codes, check on the relevant external website of the competent authorities to verify whether all these are correct or not. So these are the basic checks which happens instantly. Any invoice get uploaded at the employer. So the way we work, we implement these workflows at companies' own workflows. For example, if TCS has their own module whereby employees goes and upload their expense claim or investment declaration for income tax purposes. So we have an additional layer of our checks which are done on their workflows, and the moment any employee submit any invoice or any images, our application will do a check to find whether there is any tempered which has been done at the pixel level or a signature level at the back end of the document that is when uploaded. The other kind of more pain that the corporate have is, for example, an employee has submitted a claim for, say, restaurant bill for the customer entertainment, which is submitted in the month of April, and then he resubmit that invoice by just changing the invoice number in the month of August. It is simply impossible for any human to find out whether this invoice was submitted earlier as well. But once machine get the data in a structure format, it have all the intelligence with it. If this invoice is coming either through it in subsequent period or through any other friend who also attended that meal, it will automatically get flagged that it invoice is already submitted to the database earlier. So these are the kind of challenges which we couldn't even imagine could be done by the human for detection of these kind of frauds which are done at the company level. Then it cross-verify the information which has come to the from the media, either at a OCR level or through different checks which are there, either at the QR level or the GST information is there or the company information is there at the on the invoice. So it will check those information and verify whether these information are correct or not. And based on the different anomalies which are found on the invoice, we have a scoring system based on which it scores at the confidence level, say at the whether the invoice which is submitted or the claim that has been submitted, at what confidence level that claim is sitting, and it ranges from, if it pass a confidence level of 80-85%, then invoice is accepted for further investigation. Otherwise, at the time the employee upload that invoice, at that level only it will flag that there are issues with these invoices. You recheck and get in touch with the company's accounting department in person. So earlier how does this specifically this expense reimbursement and travel reimbursement module is helping the companies are earlier only hardly 5 to 7% of the claim were actually checked in detail based on the information which is provided not from the claim but on the proper submission of how much is the amount they are claiming and for the what purpose they are claiming. Only that was captured and analyzed, not the unstructured data like image or the media which is attached to the claim form were done. At the employee level, they were hardly doing 2 to 3 checks whether it relates to the correct employees, whether dates are correct and whether the purpose for which the invoices are submitted are right or wrong. But now we have more than 100 parameters at which the invoices are checked based on the company's policies, whether it fulfill all the requirement along with whether these are actually doctored or the real images. Now coming to the second section, apart from the claims and reimbursement, we also use image technology for KYC validations. It is another very important areas and very high volume areas depending on the nature of the industries. For example, for NBFC company, if they are onboarding any clients, or as per the RBI mandate, they are required to have full KYC document, and apart from just collecting the KYC document, they need to do verification as well. Now the government has provided different APIs through which a service provider can interact to check whether all these documents which are submitted are as per the government record or are there any anomalies in this document. So doing this manually really requires a lot of time because a person will first open the image, go to the government website and check whether all the data, date of birth, name, their place of address which has been mentioned in the document versus which is appearing in the government database is correct or not. But with these getting automated through machine learning based on the QR code or the OCR reading, it collects the data from the document and then straight away go to the APIs of the government and the external sources and verify whether the information which is there on the document matches with the information which is available at the external sources. So these exercises earlier used to take days to verify and then a customer could be onboarded. But now you must be seeing, if you go to a bank, they use these applications based on the information that is provided to them. On the real-time basis, they get verified, and that is why you can open a bank account within matter of minutes, which used to take 2 to 3 days earlier. So these technologies not only used in NBFCs or the banks, these technologies also used at the company for employees onboarding to check their background. This is also done for vendor onboarding. Whenever a vendor is onboarded to the company's vendor list, all the documents which are submitted to the companies are now scanned through these technologies, whether all the documents which are submitted are accurate and they are authentic. So the main benefit that one gets is it do on a scale. Thousands of images are scanned on a real-time basis. Apart from that, company can customize the workflow based on the requirement. So apart from just scanning the information, companies can deploy their own rule-based checks which they want from the information which is collected from the images. So for example, if they want what is the age bracket for their own purposes of cross-selling to the customer, that automatically get captured based on the localities. Now since they have the data, based on the locality, they identify the customer to which product they should sell for the tier 1, tier 2 cities. So all these data which were manually fed to the system and used for their analytics is now captured at the time of onboarding of the customer itself. So all the algorithm that we see at the social media platform, if we watch any video, the related content start appearing to us. Now the companies are using all these data that we are submitting to them at the time of onboarding based on our personal information and based on the pattern that we are doing. They use analytics from the information and they try to sell what they want to sell to the relevant audience. I'm not sure whether you guys must have seen, but there was a very popular fraud which happened. Around 25 millions of fund was transferred from a reputed company in Hong Kong based on the fake video call. So for a normal person to detect the anomalies in the videos or the media, which is a deep fake technology which is used, is very difficult. But when it's come to machine, it goes at the background, not at just at the pixel level, but all the surrounding patterns which are there in terms of numbers, in terms of grid, and in terms of hardware anomalies that it finds, it just flag it, and on the real time basis it can tell whether this video call which is happening or the audio recording which is happening needs to be further verified or not. And in most of the cases in India as well, we are now using these technologies at the bank level. So based on the previous pattern of fraud, any transaction which happen which gives signals that there could be a fraudulent transaction, give a flag to the bank and immediately call will come to the customer to verify whether it has initiated that transactions or not. So this could have been done earlier as well without AI, but the lead time for the verification used to take days, and by that time the fraudulent would have disappeared. But now all these things are now happening at a real time at back end, and things are getting detected at the time of transaction itself. And this is a real burst these days, the real time monitoring of all the compliances, all the transactions which is happening. So at an assurance level, what we are moving right now, we used to do audits on a periodic intervals, like on a monthly or a quarterly or a yearly basis. And by the time fraud was detected, it was a financial hit to the company at max, nothing else. But now, since we have technology, so at the time of transaction itself, it can be verified. So it is really saving a lot of cost which otherwise was leaking from the company's financials. So another use case is for the insurance companies. So a lot of claims which images in the form of images come at the insurance company. What we are doing right now, we are developing workflows which are embedded in the claim itself. When any claims are submitted at the for the car or for any other instrument, there was a news article a months back that at the Blinkit, customers are asking for the refund by doctoring the images of the product they have received by using AI. So at the insurance company level, since the stakes are high, they usually come to us to add an add-in whereby apart from human verification, doctoration can be seen at the image level through machine learning as well. So another very important use case is these claims which insurance company give to the client. So this is how I'll just briefly explain you how the workflows goes in at the client level. So apart from scanning just the image for any distortion, it will also check all the rules or the policies that are there at the company level, whether the claim which has come, because at the insurance company level there are different layers of services they provide. They provide accidental damages, they provide loss of key damages, they provide third-party insurance. So the moment the claims come, it verifies based on the policy that the client has taken whether the claims fall within the policy and the policies of the company or not. Then against those claims, and this is a workflow for the Mediclaim. I'll tell you, we are using this technology for government. We are using this technology for Pradhan Mantri Yojana, whereby lots of claims, thousands of claims comes every day. So the moment any claims come to the company, it scans for the invoice, check whether the claimant has a rightful policy as on date. It scans for each line items whether the claims that is submitted to them, and based on the information that is have from the prior invoices of the other claimants, whether, for example, if it is going for the X hospital and he is submitting invoice of say 50,000 for a procedure, whether the same invoice was charged by that hospital for other patient as well. So all these checks and balances, which was not possible earlier, is not now possible because all the data which has come into a structured data, and now it can be analyzed with all other data which is sitting in company server. So it will check whether the claim which is submitted by them is as per the company's policy, is within the permissible limit or not, whether with the same kind of claim that has been submitted by the other patients are in sync with them or not, and based on final eligibility of their policy, it will check whether this claim should be processed or not. So all these checks and balance now can be done on a real-time basis. Earlier, for example, I'll give you just one example. If a company who is using AI for claim processing in Mediclaim will process claim in minutes compared to any insurance company or Mediclaim company which is not using AI. Usually it takes 3 to 4 hours to process a claim once it is submitted to the Mediclaim company. Another use case that we are actually, Amazon is our customer, and this is a use case which we are selling to them. So there are hundreds of customer which Amazon onboards on a daily basis, and thousands of their products for these customers are uploaded on a daily basis on their website. Now, as a e-commerce operator, there are so many regulations which applies to them if they are selling counterfeited product on their website. And scanning for those thousands of products, whether they are counterfeited or not, on a daily basis is really a big challenge. The cost would run into such a amount that will not be feasible for them to continue the operation if they go and check each image whether those products which are uploaded on their website are real or fake. So again, these computer vision technologies and AI technologies are used to identify those small anomalies which are there based on the previous pattern of counterfeited products, and based on these patterns it try to identify whether the product uploaded by the customers are genuine or fake. Apart from just forgery or false claim, we are also using AI technology to find out any procedural gaps which may happen. And this is a use case that I'll tell you we are using at the supermarkets. So the camera and the surveillance devices which are there, already there, which is taking feeds of activities which is happening at the counter. So the way AI now works, it detects the patterns. Say if anybody is scanning the product at the billing counter, whether the sensor responded to that scanning or not. So if, say for whatever reason, whether the barcode was not correct or the scanner was not ready and the product was tried to scan and the scanner did not responded, the camera will detect that anomaly and it will flash. There are usually two people, one is scanning the product and one is packing the product. So it will start detecting the movements, how many times a person who is at the billing counter try to scan the product and how many times the person who is packing the product have tried to put the product in the basket. So based on that count as well, they can identify whether there are anomaly in the number of items which has been scanned and which has been packed. So these are the kind of leakages which were there earlier, and to counter these leakages, earlier there were checks and balances, but they were very time consuming, and company at any point in time has to decide the cost which is incurred to and the time that is incurred for these verification, whether it will help them in a longer run or it will become additional cost for them. But with the AI, the things are happening at a real time basis. You don't need extra time to recount all the product which is packed. So it at the real time basis detected whether any shortages of billing which is happening are reported at a real time basis. So having discussed the use case, I'll now move to the fourth section of my presentation, in which I'll just broadly discuss how exactly behind the scene things get worked. So the moment invoice or any media is uploaded where our add-ins are there at client's workflow, it will capture the image, and on capturing the image, it start doing the rule-based. So all the checks and balances happens in batches. One is on real-time basis. For example, if there is any distortion or doctored document, that is flagged on the time of upload itself. But if there are checks which are need to be done from the external websites, it takes time. So data get gathered at their server, and at the back end they start searching for those data with the external APIs. So once the pattern is detected, invoices taken at the very first stage, it will start detecting anomalies for the further third-party verification at the server level. And once all those clearances are done and the score is given that at what confidence level the invoice is sitting or the document which is uploaded sitting, then passed on to the accounting department, and based on the score which the accounting department received, human review is done whether it needs another round of verification, because we cannot just rely on the machines for final decision. Final decision both from the ethical standpoint and from the kind of learning the machines have till date needs to be cross-verified before raising any concern with the employee. So finally it is reviewed by the human layer, and then accordingly final submissions is done whether the claim is processed or not. So based on the current level of technology that we are dealing with, we believe 80% or 85% of the task is done by the machine level, but remaining 50% still needs human intervention. So as I told you, 80 to 85% work is done by the machine. So main of the haystack is scanned by the machine, and now only at the final stage humans are coming and checking whether the things are in order or not. Now we are coming to a section which is like most of a privacy concern, which are kind of counterintuitive. How the technology that we are using can backfire on us, because there are misuse of technology when we are using CCTV camera for identifying employees' movement. At the same time, their own privacy laws as per Indian DPDP Act and other things come into place. So we have to be cognizant of the fact that we have to respect our employees' identities, vendors' identities, their privacy of data and all these things. So these are the challenges which we face when we are implementing anything. It has to be ethical as well, and the checks and balances for the privacy and the identity of the individual has also need to be taken care of. So apart from the economic side, the benefit that the company get, they have to see the ethical side of the picture as well. And I understand from the academic side, you guys may must be more concerned about these challenges which are there in terms of technologies, which is a really concerning, and we all together are trying to find out how to navigate these challenges. So apart from personal information, there is restriction from the government from the location information as well in terms of geofencing and the data at the country level, how it is processed and stored at the different server. So we have to take care of that aspect as well. Then audit trail is a very essential. Who audits the auditor? That's the main theme that we have to deal with at the client every time. So we are auditing your employee's claim, but who are auditing us? So that is a central theme which most of the time their statutory auditors come and ask us. So we have to maintain proper audit trail. If any claim is rejected or any media which is uploaded is found to be a suspicion, what are the main reasons for that? So audit trail is another important factor which has to be implemented. Now these are the real challenges apart from the ethical ones which we are still trying to figuring out, and we are even till today we are not able to solve these challenges. Are like for antivirus, you develop a system or the recognition pattern based on the anomalies which we have already detected. So for the AI also, machine is able to detect the pattern for which it has experience. But even the fraudster are also using the same technology of AI to create fake images or the content, and it is very counterintuitive to understand the technology that we are using to audit them. They are using the same technology to generate the fake. So this is something, how to restrict the technology to the other party is a really main challenge that we are still trying to understand how it can be handled. So there are different level of integrations with audit, like which we still are under process. AI is not able to develop. So in this slide, I think my technical team would have clarified it better. But these are technical challenges that we are still facing and still not able to surpass. But with the way AI is learning and the kind of parameters they are handling now. Earlier they were able to handle maybe thousands parameter at a millisecond level, but now they are able to handle millions of parameter and at a millisecond level. So I am assuming with advancement in technologies, all these challenges will also be taken care in very near future.
Sir, I have a question. Like during this FDP only, we are being asked we will have to give a speakers a good amount of reimbursement. We have got a very good answer amount from the AICT. Can I make any artificial airline ticket or any artificial, like that I can say that my speaker is permitted?
See, I'll show you a real demonstration after this. The screenshot of real screenshot of
and even if
application.
I generate an artificial ticket, will my team over there will be able to identify?
I'm not sure whether your team will be able to identify, but I am sure the moment this get captured through AI software that we are using, it really get flagged that whether it is created by Canva, because there will, for example, train booking. Whenever you do a train booking, there is a QR code at the top of it. So anybody who's trying to fake it will try to fake the distance, or will try to fake the destinations, or will try to fake the train number. The moment our software get any reimbursement claim, whether it's for airlines or for ticket, it will scan the QR code, it will check whether the train number is correct in the information.
I make sure train number, boarding time, everything is correct.
So even if it is doctored, say these are the things that it cross verify with the relevant government portals. But if it is doctored, so it is created on Canva, it is a signatures that is at the background, at the metadata level. There are signatures which is left by the Canva. Even if you change the name of the author, if you change the name of the when it is edited, there are the digital signatures which are sent at the back end, which is identified. even if you change a single number, I'll show you after this slide. I'll show you practically how the operation which is done on the document are identified on a real-time basis. I think these are now more of a challenges which we are talking here.
So there is something called a ghost font that is developed in America. It's an anti-AI font. If a fraudster is smart enough to use that font to generate a document, then how is that software going to detect it? It's an anti-AI. How is it going to
See, what we are telling, there are multiple checks. There are more than 100 checks that our software do. If AI is not able to identify based on the font or the pattern or even at the pixel level, because whenever you changes anything, if you change the whole document, that's a different story, because if you're changing the whole document, then it will get detected based on the editing of when it is generated, whether it is at the back end same signature of the issuing authority. But if you are changing any particular number within the tickets or the bill, what it will do, apart from the font, there at the background level there are noises which get created. So it will try to detect those not only on the font basis, at the background noise of the pixel, at the background signature. There are, whenever an image is clicked, there is a signature of the hardware which is left at ISO level. So it will detect at that level also whether there are any changes or doctoration which is done at the ISO or JPG image compression level. So it's just not 2 or 3 checks which is done. There are multiple layers of check which are done, and based on that it try to find out whether there are any distortion in the image or not.
So what I read about this ghost font was that it is the browser-based and bot-generated font that only human eye can detect it. AI models can only, listen to the voices and everything and detect the actual font.
Actually, this is what I'm telling the real challenges are, because we are using AI to detect, and fraudsters are also using AI to, so and these are the kind of challenges which remains to be tackled. But the point is, the kind of layer of checks we do, if it get detected at the font level, it may get detected at the other level. So this is real challenges that I am right now discussing. Yeah, there are challenges which are still to be recognized. But having said that, what we have done right now, we have done it at the Mahindra & Mahindra company level. We found almost 30 to 35% of the expense which was submitted to them were fraudulent, and more than crores of expense claims were given to the companies which were fraudulent. So even if we skip say 2 to 3% of these kind of claims which are not still detected by AI, there are lot of claims which really get detected. So I think rather than moving on these challenges which are still need to be addressed, I will go to the real screenshots of the platforms that we use and the way it detects on a real-time basis. So this is actually a sales pitch that we usually deliver to clients when we are trying to sell a product, and it showcases the kind of checks and balances that are there in a product. So these are the workflows that I have already mentioned in detail, so I will not waste time on that workflows. But these are the screenshots of all the, say if there are more than 100 invoices which are uploaded on the system on the real-time basis, it will start flagging the green and the red one for the accounting team to check which are the invoices which need further verifications. Thousands of claims which are submitted to them are processed on the real-time basis. As we have mentioned, the kind of analytics that we do, we run hundreds of analytics on the invoices that we receive. And now I'll just, in the next slide, I'll show you exactly how, like for example, if any invoice is uploaded and at the metadata level, if it finds that the Canva or any other editing software name is coming, it will detect from there. If there is any JPG compression level anomalies are there, they will get detected at that level. So these are, I was telling you the kind of checks that we do. So if a At the geo tag level, we try to identify if the client. I think first I'll show you the like for example, these are the real anomalies that were found with us, and we have highlighted them. That client changed the font of the address of the vendor, and it was not from the font but based on the background noise which was generated at time of creation of those changes were detected, and that was marked that these are the changes which the client has the employee has done was detected. There was a duplicate invoice which was generated. I was telling you what happens, employee submit a claim today and it will come back again after 6 months, it will submit the claim. So just by changing a date, for human it will not be possible to see amongst thousands and millions of invoices whether it is a duplicate invoice or not. But now this is now in the database of the AI, it will detect those anomalies. So if there is any line item that I was telling, so it will scan each and every line item. So broadly what happens if any employees who is submitting the meal claim, we will just see that yeah, it's a restaurant bill and we need to pass the restaurant bill, they will pass it. But at all the checks we have done, it will check each and every line item. It will see whether the claim, if there is a claim for say alcohol, or if there is a claim for sweet dish which is not generally allowed by the organization, it will flag those anomalies. It will flag the amount which is related to those items and will include in the flagging system. There is another example. I am not sure whether you can see these are the fingerprints that I was telling, which are there at the metadata level of the any images which are uploaded. So it try to detect at that metadata level whether there are any anomalies or not. For example, for any insurance claim, because of the confidentiality, I think the team has hidden the name of the client. So usually what happens, for if they are taking insurance policy of say for wife, they will change name to themselves and upload the document. So the moment it find any background noise or any font mismatch, it will flag the whether there is a changes in the invoices. So this is another example of technical checks which are done. These are XF and timestamps and all this. So if there is any change, edit which happens after the timestamp, so when there is a creation date and there is a alteration date which is gets stored in the document. So even if they use this font, those font that you were referring to, there at the backend level, there are other signals which get captured that there are some changes in the images or not. And I was mentioning about the QR level. So if there is a QR attached to anything, lot of fraud that we saw were detected. People will first book the ticket, they will submit to the company for the reimbursement, and they will get those tickets cancelled later on. So there is no possibility from the human level to check that those tickets got cancelled later on. But when there is a QR code, at the QR code level, we can check with the APIs of the relevant, but these APIs are not available to general for the general use. These are the paid API. So if we go to the IRCTC and get their APIs, then we can check the history of those invoices, those tickets, whether they got cancelled later on or not. At the video level, now the AI is also helping on the workflow level also. Whether the movement which is happening, there can be any mishappening which can happen, or there can be a better way how the things are moving at the factory level to make it more productive. So this is another use case which was not discussed in the slide that we are providing to the clients. Ma'am, these are the broad third-party checks that you were telling me. If employees submitting fake claims, these are the other third-party checks that get done based on the invoices that are submitted. These are all API level integrations which happen if employees submitting any say Aadhaar or PAN card. It goes to the respective websites and the APIs of the government to check whether the IDs matches with the document they have submitted. if there is a, as I told you about the API of railway companies and the airlines company, we get APIs with them and we can check whether the claim which are submitted, apart from that being genuine or not, whether they were later on cancelled or not. Another check we do from the GST level also. Usually what happens, employee change the name of the vendor that I showed you in the previous slide. So based on the GST number which is there, we cross check whether there is a, so they are, these are the kind of checks, external intelligence we do. We have various other platforms through which checks can be done. At the government level, the slide is mentioning, we have a MCA, we have a RBI, we have Employees Provident Fund and the ESI level. We have data from the customs and the iGate platforms. So these are the external platforms who are providing APIs to us through which we can cross-check the data. So just apart from the doctored level, there are external sources as well through which we can really go and check whether the claims which are submitted are in sync with the original issuing authority or not. And these are another level of checks that I was telling which are there at the government portal. For example, if somebody is submitting electricity bill, any vendor is submitting electricity bill for their onboarding, we can go and check with the utility company whether the address they have mentioned is, we cannot see the transaction, but at the master level, data level, we can check whether address is matching or not, whether the name is matching or not. And that I think can be easily done through any UPI level application today as well. If we go to any UPI level application and submit the CA number, we can check whether the the data, the address and the name is correct or not. So the point is, when we do it manually, it really takes a lot of time to check each and every data point. But when it is done through API and at the machine level, it really is in matter of seconds. So in terms of external checks that I was talking, I think there is another slide. These are the kind of another checks that we usually do to find whether there are anomalies or not. So I think I'll open the floor for any questions that you may have. I think I am done with the presentation. If any questions are there, then I can.
Any questions you can please ask.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. It was really.
Can you suggest some topics of research in finance using this one?
In finance or this image?
Yes, how can we combine these two?
See, at backend level, the way we are doing is the main point is how to get unstructured data into a structured format. Because in technology, your output is as good as your input. So unless we have data in a structured format, right now there is a lot of discussion which is happening. There is a lot of cost that corporate are incurring on AI, but they are not getting the same kind of a benefit in terms of financial output that they would expect. And the main reason is data. The data they have is really not up to that mark that AI can use analytical skills to give any meaningful output. So what I understand is the main research thing that we can do is how, based on the information that is available at unstructured level, how can we use machine learning to get those unstructured data into a structured format, and if it get into a structured format, then it can definitely be used for different analytical tools. So financial data now, in last 4 and 5 years, government has done a lot of initiative to get all the information in structured format. Earlier we used to upload financial information in scanned copy. Now they want information in different format which is readily readable by their softwares. But apart from those government initiatives, lot of data is sitting in most of the places with unstructured format. So I think that is important fact which industries really uses. Main thing is now they have analytical tool how they can analyze the data. But the issue is when the data is not in that format, how to use that. So I think this can be a good topic of research, how to convert unstructured data into a structured format through machine learning, because machine can earlier, the same problem where we started with was the data that we were getting was unstructured. They can get scanned through OCR, they can get the name, they can get the date, they can get the line item, but it was all over the place. They were not in a structured form. Now with machine learning, they can identify these kind of numbers are coming, these are the financial numbers, these numbers are coming, these are the names, these these are the places, and based on that it structure the data and then can use for the analytics.
Thank you, sir, for delivering such an insightful and engaging session. Your explanation on different types of frauds faced by organizations and how AI-based tools can help detect and prevent them provided us with valuable insights into the application of AI in various sectors. Thank you, sir, for sharing your expertise and real-world experiences with us. We are truly grateful for your time and guidance. Thank you once again.
डाउनलोड्स में से लेना पड़ेगा ना तुमको स्क्रीनशॉट।
सबमिशन डेट क्या था?
सबमिशन डेट 28 का ना या 29? 28 भी लगेगा या 29 के बीच में आपने अपने डेट्स पे सबमिट
29 डाल देते।
It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on the third day of one-week faculty development program on AI and machine learning for evidence-based business decision-making models, applications and research perspectives. Conducted by Department of Business Administration at Maharaja Agarsen Institute of Management Studies. It is my great privilege and honor to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our resource person, Dr. Arpita Manchanda. Dr. Arpita Manchanda is a multidisciplinary professional at the intersection of mental health, spirituality, and holistic well-being. As an assistant professor in business administration at MAIMS, also appointed as student psychological counselor and meditation trainer, she specializes in areas such as emotional intelligence, workplace well-being, and behavioral dynamics, with a strong research focus on chronic illness, psychological challenges, and support systems in professional environments. Her talks go beyond motivation, they are mindset shifting, body aware and soul connecting experiences that help individuals break free from stress cycles, emotional burnout and internal blocks. Though her work as a content creator and wellness coach, she reaches a wide audience, particularly women and working mothers, guiding them to break cycles of stress, self-doubt and emotional burnout. Her signature philosophy, feeling stuck, move right, think right, integrates movement, cognitive reframing and mindful awareness as tools for everyday healing. Dr. Manjanda's work is deeply influenced by principles of gratitude, mindfulness and purpose-driven living. Often drawing from Eastern spiritual philosophies and contemporary psychological frameworks, we are indeed privileged to have a scholar of your stature with us today. We are confident that your vast experience, profound knowledge and valuable insights will inspire all the participants. Now I invite Dr. Monica ma'am, Associate Professor MAIMS, to felicitate Arpita ma'am with a bouquet and memento. Ma'am, please. Ma'am, we are honored to have you with us. Now I request you kindly deliver your address and conduct today's session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, participants. I extend a very warm welcome to each one of you to this 6 days FTP on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence essentially thrives on human intelligence. Do we all agree on that? Yes, we do. And to make sound decisions, to make sound business decisions, we need a sound body, mind, and a strong sense of purpose to be able to take the decisions in a sound way, and the decisions that have a long-term impact on our own lives and on the businesses that we carry on, right? So based on this understanding, the AICT FDP has inculcated a session on wellness, which ensures that faculty members who are really overburdened with so many tasks in one role, you are all handling so many things. So all of you, I'm sure, experience a lot of stress, burnout. So to help you with that, AICTE has inculcated such a kind of wellness session. And this being a Friday evening, second half of Friday, we can all have just a very relaxing session where we'll be doing certain activities, some amount of meditation and a bit of yoga to relax your bodies, minds, and to help you connect with your purpose, to help you connect with yourselves. So it is not going to be a taxing and a mind-boggling session. You can all just relax and enjoy. And I would like to thank all the organizers of the FTP team for giving me this opportunity. So, before we actually start, can we do an ice breaking for all of us? All of you have been sitting together for last 2.5 days here, right? All of you are attending the sessions. I'm sure you would have interacted with each other on the lunch sessions, high teas, and few of us are also the members of this particular organization, so we might know each other a bit. But then, let us take this opportunity to introduce ourselves briefly, just 30 seconds. Any volunteers, or we can start right from the first person. Rashi Mama Shalina. Any of the coordinators.
Start with the organization.
So they would like to know you better. You're the organizers. You're going to spend.
Start with participating.
Oh, very good host you are.
Yes. Probably last Friday.
Ma'am,
But I have to introduce, I would like to hand over the am I loud enough without
ma'am, I completely understand all of us are faculty members. We are really tough on our throats, but I would still insist on using the mics because it makes the sound really clear. No word gets missed.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Preeti Tiwari. I am currently working as an assistant professor in Rukmani Devi Institute of Advanced Studies, and I am here to learn AI and ML tools for research as I am just beginning in the journey of my PhD. My total work ex is 14 years, out of which 11 years I worked with financial industry as a corporate person, and after that 3 years I worked as an assistant professor in Dr. Akhilesh Dasgupta Institute. Recently I have shifted to Rukmani Devi. So I am very much excited to work and learn with all of you. Thank you so much.
You can take the turns.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Monica Sharma and I'm working as associate professor over here. And after a journey of 20 golden years of my life, experience of 20 golden years of my life, I have joined this FDP to explore new things because I love to explore new things, whether it is AI or it is mental fitness or it is physical fitness. So I want to be a student throughout my life. I never want to become though I'm a teacher, but I don't want to stand in that stature. I want to be in this student stature only. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Aina Gupta and I'm sure most of you know me here as I work here. But I joined last year only, so let me introduce myself in a proper way. I'm a mathematician by profession, a gold medalist. After that, I did my PhD from Nagpur where I used mathematics and physics together and studied cosmology. So I have basically developed models of the universe which explain its current state. After that, I realized, okay, it is all imagination, I cannot see it. What is happening? Right? It's all theoretical. I cannot see with my eyes what is happening in the universe because for any phenomena to take place in the universe, we need time. And it is not necessary to have that phenomena while I'm alive. Einstein was lucky, but I'm not sure whether we will be able to see that model come into existence with our eyes. So I thought, let's just shift the research area to something which is more practical, which I can see with my own eyes. And then I got the opportunity to attend this FDP to learn more about AI/ML models so that I can implement them in my day-to-day life and learn more about them. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Nisha Miller, working as an assistant professor in MAIMS. My basic purpose to join the FDP was I was interested in learning new tools, new techniques, new methods so that I can use those models and methods in my research work and I can enhance it and I can use it for future publication. So the basic purpose was to learn the new things. Thank you all.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Shalu Agarwal, working as an assistant professor in MAIMS only. My total working experience is 19 years almost. I'm here from last 5 years. I just joined this FDP because AI is the need of an hour and we must basically update it ourselves for our future endeavors as well as for our teaching purpose. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Dr. Usha Naya and I'm here from last around 18 years and as I joined this FDP, this is just because I want to learn more of AI and all things. And plus, as maths and statistics are very much used in this AI, so I'm loving it to attend this, and I'm very fortunate that yesterday I got a good chance to learn, implement my maths and stats in Rational Names class, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Pooja Gupta. I have around 10 years of teaching experience and I joined MAIMS last year in August. I joined this FDP, basically it's an offline mode. And it's been a long time that I have joined any FDP in offline mode. And second, the topic of the FDP is very interesting, and that is AI, that we all have been using nowadays in our research, in our study, in our academies, everywhere. So to learn more about AI, I have joined this FDP, and so far it's been a very interesting and good FDP. So thank you to the organizing team for organizing this FDP. Thank you everyone.
Hi everybody, my name is Simran Chadha. I am an assistant professor in law department and my teaching experience is only 2 years for now. And I joined this FDP because my PhD topic is artificial intelligence and copyright, so wanted to enrich my knowledge in that. And despite being from the non-science background, I have thoroughly enjoyed this FDP and learned new things in every session. So thank you.
Good afternoon everyone. I'm Kamnave, Assistant Professor at MAIMS. I'm working here for 16 years at MAIMS and I have joined this FDP to enhance my knowledge on AI and ML as my core area is IT. So I have an idea about this, how we work using this ML and AI. So I just want to learn something new that I'll get from this FDP. So it has been wonderful so far. All the sessions were very interesting and learning based. Thank you.
Very good afternoon everyone. I'm Dr. Pinky Roguna. I am Assistant Professor at Swami Ramayana University. Basically I teach management, data analytics and all. But more than management and data analytics, I enjoy sessions on psychology, life, science, mindfulness. And I attended one of the AICTE FDP on universal human values, which interests me the most in life, wherein I get to know how to live your life to the best capacity where you feel alive every day. So I am very hopeful to interact more with you, ma'am, and get to know more about what you have to discuss in this session. AI, machine learning, all are the burning topics and we all try to learn it from every sphere we get the learnings from. But these kind of sessions, I think we need more because office politics, being stressed in the workplace, it is one of the most researched topics. All of us, we are doing research on that. So, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. I'm Dr. Shivani Sani. I'm Assistant Professor at Maharshi Markaneshwar University, Muranamala. So I teach MBA students in last 2 years and I'm Assistant Professor of Finance. So being a finance faculty, so I'm teaching some subjects of decision modeling and the data analytics. So it's again important for me to learn something that is related to the data analytics and the machine learning because their subjects are again aligned to these topics. So I attended few FDPs before that, but that was online. So this is my first experience to join the FDP in the offline mode. So I came here to get some new knowledge by attending the offline FDP. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Rashi Agarwal and I am Assistant Professor at MAIMS since last 13 years. During my research, I got to know about this AI and I was really fascinated with this term. I explored a lot about AI during my research and eventually I learned that we are still treating AI as a black box. Whatever coding, whatever we are doing, we are just getting the results and we are happy with it. So I wanted to explore how actually things work behind the scenes. and that was the only thing that motivated me to attend this event. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Goyal and I am assistant professor at MAIMS. Although I am professor of finance, but I always treat myself as student of finance. I never call myself as professor of finance because I always try to learn and explore new things in the area of finance, fintech, AI and machine learning. So this is probably my first FDP where I am learning about machine learning. I really hope that in future also I will learn something new in this area. Monica ma'am is with us only.
So that's right.
I think that's right.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Fazil Bai. I am assistant professor at CSE department, Maharaja Technology. Been teaching for the past 16 years, and these are not new to me, but I still wanted to learn what they are going to teach and how they are going to, teach this subject, the artificial intelligence, because we've been dealing with it for the past 4-5 years. AI is nothing new, but still I wanted to know what all new topics are there, because see, FDPs teach you something new, and every time you read the same topic, then also you get to learn something new about it. So long it has been a nice activity. Thank you.
So, although I introduced that the session is on wellness and nothing related to AI, but all your introductions was talking about AI and what you are here to learn in this FTP, right? We all agree. So we were all designations, we were all our achievements. Although I was glad that nobody talked about how many publications they have, what are the academic accolades they have achieved. So, because this is a wellness session, I want all of you to make a mindset shift right here. Understand that how we have been raised so far is how we define ourselves. The means that we use to describe ourselves is always based on the achievements and the accomplishments we have had so far in our professional journeys. Right from when we were a student to now when we are practicing professionals. We never talked about, in our own hearts also, we never speak to ourselves like, how am I feeling right now? Am I feeling positive? If I'm feeling negative or demotivated, what are the reasons? What are the things in my environment which pull me down, which I really don't like? What are the things that I really enjoy? So sorry for this notification. So the first thing that we can ponder over is, how do we see ourselves? What is our identity in our own eyes? Is it only based on the achievements that we have, or is it how we are feeling? Right? Am I feeling fulfilled? Did I rest last night well? Did I sleep well? Did I wake up in the morning with positive note, or was I demotivated? What kind of relationships I have with my family members, my kids, my husband, my spouse, anyone, with the other extended family members, the quality of relationships that I am living. Because believe me, these things impact your wellness. Just understand and go back to that Herzberg's theory of motivation, Herzberg's motivation theory, where it talks about hygiene factors and motivating factors. If you have a promotion, you will have a salary raise. 2 months, 3 months, starting में जब आपकी salary credit होगी, you feel really happy about it. But after that, it becomes a routine. It doesn't give you happiness any longer. You take it for granted, because that is not something that will make you feel well every time. But every time you share a wonderful heart-to-heart talk with your spouse, your kids, your friends, every time it gives a high. you feel really good. If you enjoy a wonderful talk last evening with your son or with your child, where he is open about his emotions, you really feel fulfilled. That as a mother, I have fulfilled my role well. Despite of giving food, nutritious food, but जब तक आप एक heart-to-heart talk अपने loved one से नहीं करते, that doesn't give you a feel-good factor. And this is something, this source of happiness is sustainable. Every time you do it, you get a high. So that is what we have to shift our mindset from achievement-oriented to our well-being identity. Right? Now I'll be distributing a small workbook and we'll start with our activity, first activity. Take out your pens and scribble something on the second sheet. Please start with that. And we will not be collecting this back. This is for you to keep. So whatever you want, you can write that. Unfiltered. Nobody is going to see that. So please write. Be with yourself. That we can do after 1 hour. We have a lot of time.
Addressing one question, how are you feeling today?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Very nice suggestion. We will definitely do that.
You have the workbook, ma'am?
No cheating allowed, please. Don't peep into each other's sheets. Answer for yourself. Anu ma'am, you can put it on the tabletop. Rashi ma'am will not see. So right now you just have to do the activity, who am I? That is on page number 1 and the next page. That's it. This is the activity we have to do right now. We just have 3 minutes. So sorry, the time is a constraint. So please take 3 minutes.
What is it?
Yes. Activity who am I? Ends on the next page. Only first page and second page.
First activity only.
Yeah, only activity one. Let us go with the session, we'll enjoy it. Please, 20 more seconds and we have to start now. This is for you because it's you, so it has to be for you. Doesn't matter to anyone. Yes. Finished? Completed? Okay. Usha ma'am, you never knew Usha ma'am was here for last 18 years, है ना? नहीं मैम बैठो, you don't have to answer. I was just asking, आपको पता नहीं था ना कि Usha ma'am is here for last 18 years. Yes. This is a session where we get get to know ourselves and a bit about others also. We can now people the answers, but we can't change ours. So the next slide. Before turning on to the next slide, it is something for which you are not supposed to use AI. Okay, no AI please. Although it's AI FTP, but don't use AI. Anyone knows who is he? Nobody knows.
I'm not the name, but I think we're going to
I think मतलब with the dress and USA? No, it's not. कभी-कभी जो दिखता है वो होता नहीं है. Let's move to the next slide. One more hint. ना वो पिछले वाले में भी guess कर लिया था लोगों ने. Very good, Pooja ma'am. So he is Michael Phelps. आप सबने सुना होगा और अगर नहीं सुना है तो प्लीज सुना होना चाहिएगा. He is he has 123. No, he's not deaf. He's absolutely fine. He's fine. No, he's fine. He had some other issues which I'll just be talking about. Okay. So he is a gold medalist 23 times. He has contested for 5 Olympics. Okay. And you know what about his story, which is peculiar, is that after every victory that he achieved, after every gold medal, he went into an episode of severe depression. After every victory, there were days when he never came out of his bed. He did not meet anyone after achieving so many medals, gold medals. There were days when he did not talk to anyone, he did not want to face media, he did not want to interact with his fans. He is a major depression survivor. So, what does the story of Michael Phelps teaches us? We all equate success with happiness, don't we? Right, absolutely correct. We equate success with happiness. If I'll achieve this, if I'll do that, if I'll get that promotion, if I'll have that designation, I'll be happier. And we continue to strive for those designations, those pay hikes, those promotions, those publications day in and day out. हम अपने 8 से 10 घंटे अपने वर्क प्लेस पे स्पेंड करते हैं और 10 के 10 घंटे में हम यही सोच रहे होते हैं. Do we all agree? And after that, we might be successful. There's nothing wrong in that. But will success always lead to our wellness? Will it always lead to well-being? The story of Michael Phelps puts a question mark on this. That whether success is actually equal to happiness or not. So this is what we learn from the story of Michael Phelps. Success without well-being is difficult to sustain. I am not saying that we should not strive for success. That bucket has to be full, because when the right time comes, if all your achievements are ready, you will become successful. But at the same time, it is important to take care of your well-being. How consciously you are working on the muscle of well-being is what this session is for. You're already working really well, all of you, because of which you have taken the initiative to spare out time and come for this FTP. But then this point is important if you want to sustain your success forever. If you want to enjoy success and be happy with it. I hope none of you is getting sleepy. I can see few heavy eyes. Is it? Thank you. Thank you for motivating me.
आपने रियलाइज करवा दिया
कि सोना नहीं है?
नहीं कि हम काम ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं.
Oh, so now you can actually relax. It's Friday, Saturday, tomorrow you're coming, but Sunday you're relaxing. So your achievements may impress the world. We achieve a lot to create an image. in the outside world. It also gives us, feel-good factor to us also. But we want to prove it to others that we are really good, because of which many times the motivation is to build an image in front of the world. So your achievements may impress the world, but your well-being will determine the quality of life that you live each moment with yourself. How you feel is what you take to the end of your life. Towards the end of your life, what you take is not your achievements, but how well and happy you felt in each moment when you were living your success. So that gives a rationale for this wellness session. And why faculties need to work on their wellness? It's because we are the people who wear multiple hats for our students. Do you all agree? Can you enumerate the different hats that all of you have been wearing for so many years to your students? Can you tell me what all hats do you need to wear? When you are working as a coordinator to your teacher, a class teacher to your student, you are teaching them. What are the roles? Do you only teach and come back to your room and sit back and relax and prepare for your next lecture? Or are you always overloaded with work mentally, even when you are not teaching? Is it? Yes. What are the various hats that you wear to your students, to your organization? Your designation is a faculty member, right? But what are the different tasks that you perform in the purview of being a faculty member? Sorry? Yeah, a mentor to our students. Yes, yes, that is absolutely Kamala, you are right. Blurring of the boundaries. Yes, yes, that is stressful for a teacher. अगर रात को बच्चा 9:30 बजे 10 बजे मैसेज कर रहा है एंड आप अपना खाना बना रहे हो घर में और यू आर हैविंग फैमिली टाइम, a pressure will mount on your head to respond to that student. Do you agree? Most of us experience this. There is a specific word for this. It is known as techno-stress. Because of technology, the stress that we experience as the outcome of blurring of offline and online boundaries. Because of technology, we are available to our students all the time. So the techno-stress is one of the major reasons for us to really feel tired in our jobs. Right? What are the other hats that we have to wear? Mentor, query resolver, counselor, absolutely, a guide, a coordinator, doing all the admin work for the students, yes, checking copies, sometimes friends, absolutely right.
Sometimes as a model or an icon also, because the way we dress, we have to teach them how to dress properly.
Role model, yes, a role model. We cannot behave in a particular way because we think, what will our students think? So we have to have a particular set of accepted behavior, even if we don't want to.
They immediately
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. They do. Because we are their role models. And that's something that is an added responsibility to us. It should not be a source of stress because we have to be role models to even our kids. But yes, we have to be on guard. Now, coming to what is wellness. This is a wellness session. What do you think what wellness means? Simran ma'am?
feeling good from inside.
Very good. Beautiful answer.
I think accepting myself.
That is, yes, that is one means to feel good. Acceptance of whatever is happening, that's one way to feel good. Right.
Mental, physical and financial.
Yes, absolutely. Finances are also very important.
Teach them everyday life.
Very good, ma'am. Very good. Absolutely correct. So, I feel that my medical reports are fine, so I am healthy. But with so many stimuli in the environment, just having normal the normal lab reports does not guarantee me being healthy and happy. Right? So wellness is actually how am I feeling. Absolutely correct. WHO defines wellness as the capacity to live with energy, purpose, resilience and balance while actively responding to one's life's challenges. No matter how stressful our lives become, if we are able to cope up with it in a balanced way, with a sound mind, not taking hasty decisions, not getting bogged down by our emotions, not giving in to the pressures, that is when we can call ourselves to be in control. That is what will define our wellness, right? Even, health and wellness are also used interchangeably. The industry is known as health and wellness, but they are two different terms. As you had said, holistic wellness is when all the dimensions of your life are taken care of. Emotional, mental, physical, your relationships are good, you are feeling absolutely rested, you have a strong purpose in life when you wake up every morning, when you have enough money to fulfill all your desires, whatever you want, you can get that. That is when you can say that you are doing really well. जो हम बोलते हैं ना well off है, the word wellness is coming from that, right?
बट मैम मनी तो कभी कभी पूरा पड़ता ही डिजायर पड़ती रहती है.
Then we really need to check on our value system.
इसको वैल्यू क्या करें शॉपिंग.
It will. That's another plethora of things that we can cover in that, but maybe next time we can cover that. So this is the basic triad of the well-being. That is mind, body and spirit. The mental and emotional dimension that is shaped up by our thoughts, our beliefs, emotions, perceptions and our inner psychological experience. What is the body? The body is the physical health, the physical biological dimension. The nervous system, the sleep, the nutrition and the mobility and movement that we carry out to keep our bodies fine. The spirit is the sense of purpose. If I'm, running away every time, सुबह 8 बजे उठ के ऑफिस भाग रहे हैं, शाम को 5 बजे 6 बजे घर वापस आ रहे हैं और फिर घर के काम करके सो जाते हैं. But in the entire day, I have no reason to carry on. अरे थक गए हैं यार, बड़े दिन हो गए ऐसे करते करते, पता नहीं क्या ही हो जाएगा. सालों साल हो गए जॉब करते हुए, पर कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा लाइफ में क्या हो रहा है. There are times when we experience this kind of feeling कि 10 साल हो गए, रोज सुबह उठते हैं, ऑफिस जाते हैं, शाम को आते हैं, खाना बनाते हैं, खाना खाते हैं, बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं, सो जाते हैं, and that's it. लाइफ में कुछ मज़ा नहीं आ रहा. That maza is missing because of sense of purpose is missing. There is nothing that is driving me, that is making me do research, that is making me do exercise, that is making me pursue any hobby, singing, painting, gardening, anything. These hobbies actually help us to connect to our purpose. Your academic interests are related to your profession. You might have extreme love for your subject, but other than that, what are the hobbies that you have? You must pursue them because that will give you the sense of purpose. So when these three domains they overlap, they bring the wholeness. If your body is fine and you're not feeling good about anything in life, that means your mind is not happy. You are not nurturing your mind. Your thoughts are not positive. Even though you have a promotion, but your attitude towards life is negative, that means you are not well. Now another question. What is the difference between mind and brain? We've used these two terms interchangeably many a times. What is the difference between mind and brain? Mind is the mini version of temporary version of brain. Okay?
Mind is consciousness. Mind मतलब मन. Brain मतलब दिमाग.
Okay.
Logical brain.
What's in my mind? You never say what's in your brain. So mind is a
Brain में क्या होता है राशि में?
mind is a small thought that is coming.
Right.
Brain is the cloud and mind is a very small cloud.
Like apparently my mind is not the right way of mind. It depends on how it is. So we talk about mind is
for raising your hand. So the brain is the body organ, the skull, the nervous system, the nerves, everything, that is brain. And the mind, so objective part is brain, something that can be seen in X-rays, MRIs. You can see the brain, but can you see mind? Mind scan can only be done with interviewing or certain tacit techniques or certain subjective techniques, जिसमें हम एक इंसान के thoughts को, उसके emotions को, उसकी perceptions को, किस तरह से वो चीज़ों को देखता है, वो जो understanding है, that is mind. So brain is the biological organ, okay, and the subjective feelings, emotions, perceptions that we hold, which shape our perspective towards life, that is mind. The thoughts that we have, that is mind, that's not brain. The thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, all of them are mind, they're not brain, right? So physical, measurable and tangible, neurons, electrical impulses and biochemistry, that's brain. And that's hardware basically. And software is subjective and experiential. Consciousness, thought, memory, and the sense of self that we carry about our own selves. What are the challenges that we experience as faculty? As faculty members working in our own respective organizations, what are the different challenges that we experience? जो हम चाय पे बैठ के बातें करते हैं, we are talking about those challenges. When you are feeling stressed about the workload, what kind of experiences you have had during a work day? What are those challenges? Can you name a few? Sorry? The student interaction, है ना? Because of the quality of the students, the interaction has deteriorated. The teacher-student interaction quality has deteriorated, right? And anything else?
New software, new technology.
AI. You have to learn. That is why this FDP has been organized, na? Because we need to inculcate AI into our teaching now.
And competition is also.
Yes, very good. Competition क्यों है? एक organization में, have you ever tried to understand कि एक ही organization में एक ही जगह पे काम करते हुए दो faculty members के बीच में क्यों competition होता है जबकि वो दो अलग-अलग subjects पढ़ा रहे हैं, उनका कोई clash भी नहीं है. Comparison is there, but then we are always stressed about that competition. Do you agree? If someone else gets an achievement, automatically the natural reaction for every human, it's natural, you're right, it's natural. But then why that nature has been built in a way that we become stressful, जिसको हम jealous कहते हैं कि यार insecure हो गए, वो आगे बढ़ रहा है तो तुम insecure हो गए. Why is that? I am sure all of us have experienced that. There is no need to agree on this platform that you experience, but each one of us experiences that feeling of jealousy. Why?
Year-end performance review.
Because the institutional infrastructure and the systems are such that they are building up hyper-competitive cultures because of dearth of resources. There are 10 people fighting for single place of promotion. The other one gets promotion, but the 9 others are also making 100% efforts. They want to protect themselves from that disappointment. And jealousy is that coping mechanism. We are feeling bad for ourselves कि अगर उसने कुछ ज़्यादा achieve कर लिया तो मैं पीछे रह जाऊँगी. Because we are fighting for that common space of promotion. One vacancy for promotion and 10 people fighting for it.
Well, the truth is that organization don't have money to give to everybody.
That is what I said, dearth of resources. Dearth of resources in organizations. Resources could be of any nature, right? So hyper-competitive culture is something that is a source of stress among the academia. And in most cases, it is generated because of institutions. It is not because of the people, they are naturally jealous, but why are they getting jealous? Why there is negativity? Otherwise friends, but when we're talking about promotions, we feel insecure. All of us experience that. So these and there are many other reasons, backed by strong research. There is ample amount of research going on about faculty burnout among higher education institutions. Based on those research papers, few of them which I could get my hands on, there are 3 types of pressures that all the academia is facing now, based on the latest research, 24-25. Structural and institutional pressures, that is coming from the top, right? The natural pressure, which is coming in the form of emotional and relational strains with our colleagues. And then there is an inner conflict. Internally, इंसान खुद भी बड़ा दुखी है as a faculty member, right? We'll just briefly discuss them, just to be aware that what are the challenges that I as a faculty member am experiencing, which I can really work on after I go out of this wellness session. The structural and the institutional pressures, publish or perish culture. There are few of us who are natural researchers, and there are other few who love to teach, but they don't want to research as much as their peers are doing. But they have to research because organization is demanding. So the first and the foremost source, on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, we have our family time. But हमेशा दिमाग में एक प्रेशर रहता है कि भाई रिसर्च पेपर भी लिखना है, थोड़ा सा टाइम मिला है, छुट्टियाँ आई हैं, बच्चों के साथ टाइम एंजॉय करने के साथ एक रिसर्च पेपर लिख लो, एक बुक लिख लो. That is the need of the hour for all the faculty members, irrespective of which university, which institution we are a part of. I hope all of you will agree. Publish or perish culture. Then second is rising administrative burden. Right? Lot of admin tasks, hyper-competitive work culture, the job insecurity which comes with competition, and the funding pressure. Funding pressure as in pressure for receiving grants. Right? Then the next type of strain is emotional and relational strain, where we were talking about emotional toll that becomes very heavy on us when we are interacting with so many students. Because of techno stress, हमें हर समय student के लिए available रहना. That is a source of real tension and which burns us out. Unclear role expectations. एक ही faculty से बहुत सारी expectations हैं organizations को. Then uncivil student evaluations and interactions, Rashi ma'am, as you had said. Uncivil student interactions, right? The quality of interactions has gone down. Techno stress and work-life imbalance. Next, coming on to the conflict that is coming from within us. Have you all heard about imposter syndrome? Any one of us who's here is a Gen Z? Gen Zs? Are you Gen Zs? Imposter syndrome, Simran, you must be there. Imposter syndrome is very common these days and it's a Gen Z lingo. They use it. I am suffering from imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome basically means self-doubt. हर चीज़ में हम अपनी capabilities पे doubt करते रहते हैं. That's imposter syndrome, right? And because we continue to doubt ourselves, जब भी हम कहीं research paper भेजते हैं, we get that rejection, right? From the journals we receive rejections, revisions. That is again a source of stress for us. दूसरी चीज़ very important is culture of scholarly individualism. As a academician, we are all expected to know it all. हमें रिसर्च भी आना चाहिए, हमें टीचिंग भी आना चाहिए, हमें अपने सब्जेक्ट में मास्टरी भी होनी चाहिए, हमें AI भी आना चाहिए, हमें एक्सेल भी आना चाहिए. और क्योंकि ऐसा कल्चर है, we hesitate to seek help from people around us. अगर हम हेल्प मांगेंगे तो सामने वाला मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेगा? Which is forcing us to go into isolation. all this is leading to faculty burnout. These are the various resources which I've used to identify that what are the various challenges that faculty members in India and abroad are facing in higher education institutions, if you would like to refer to them. Now, why this wellness session is the need of the hour is because of the impact that we as faculty members exert on our students' lives. We can skip that. I think all of us know that what kind of impact do we have, multifold impact that we have on our students. Have you all heard about this habit, Atomic Habits, the book by James Clear? Have you read it? Have you read it?
Not the full book, but one book.
What does he talk about habits?
Basically saying to break all the habits into the smallest size, just like the atom. Atom is the smallest unit, right? To break habits to the extent so that they get incorporated in your life and you don't get to know, and as a result, by the time you get the, you are so used to it, you're getting the results of it.
Okay. So, wellness is built on habits. How good you feel about yourself is built on habits. What kind of small acts that you perform every day, working on your own mental well-being, your physical well-being and your spiritual well-being will impact the quality of life, right? So, this particular book, Atomic Habits, talks about how to build habits. आपको habits कैसे build करनी है और अगर आप हर दिन 1% improve करते हो, सुबह 5 मिनट मेडिटेशन करना, खाने के बाद 100 स्टेप्स की वॉक करना, फ़ोन पे बात करते हुए सिर्फ वॉक करते हुए बात करना, या नीचे जाके हवा में फ्रेश एयर लेना ऑक्सीजन में 5 मिनट, अपनी सीट से उठ के किसी से इंटरैक्ट करने जाना, फ़ोन कॉल पे ना इंटरैक्ट करना हर फैकल्टी मेंबर को. सपोज वी आर ऑन डिफरेंट फ्लोर, वी प्रेफर टू मेक कॉल्स. So instead of calls, if we can just walk through the stairs and go and meet them, if possible, if time permits. These are the small micro habits. So this book says that if we improve ourselves 1% every day, that is, we are becoming 1.01 every day. ठीक है, 1% improve करने का मतलब है हमारे 1% में 0.01 और ऐड हो जाएगा. 1.01 raised to the power 365 days of a year is actually equal to 38% improvement in 1 year that a human being can achieve by just inculcating one small habit. Right? So if we do 5 minutes or 2 minutes of meditation every day, at the end of 365 days we would have improved 38%. So these are the habits that you can inculcate. 20 minutes of walking, 30 minutes more sleeping early, 5 minutes of intentional breathing. जब आप टीवी देख रहे हो, फोन पे रील्स देख रहे हो, उस टाइम पे सिर्फ 5 मिनट कोई भी प्राणायाम प्रैक्टिस करना, कोई भी डीप ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज को प्रैक्टिस करना. This is one wellness habit, and this single wellness habit has the capacity to help you improve 38%. By 38% you will improve after 365 days. Reading any 2 pages of any self-help book. We can skip that. If someone is interested, we can take it after the session. Now it says, if our habits shape our life, what shapes our habits? हमारी हैबिट्स हमारी ज़िंदगी की क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ को डिटर्मिन करती हैं, पर हमारी हैबिट्स बनती कैसे हैं? हाउ आवर हैबिट्स आर शेप्ड अप?
Consistency by doing one daily,
Conscious habits, 21 days formula, family conditioning, anything else? You said something, Pooja. With consistency. So what aspects of our physical, what aspects of our living system, हमारी बॉडी के कौन से जो ट्रायड है वेलबींग का, बॉडी माइंड एंड स्पिरिट, हमें कौन से वाले फंक्शन पे काम करना पड़ेगा ताकि हम अच्छी हैबिट्स बना पाएं? माइंड. We have to work on our minds. Because if we correct our minds, we are able to form habits easily. And when we form correct habits, the quality of life will improve.
But how mindful thoughts, feelings, right?
Yes.
How we can
So
implement
I
that?
can tell you with my own example. I wanted to start yoga, okay, but I felt that my body is stiff. I don't want flexibility. और बाहर जाके सुबह सुबह योगा करना बहुत मुश्किल होगा. 1 घंटा निकालना सुबह सुबह बहुत मुश्किल होगा. सुबह बच्चों के लिए टिफिन बनाना होता है, ऑफिस भी आना होता है, right? So what I did was I actually started going for early morning walks in the park. What I observed was there were 30-40 people doing yoga in that particular time slot. Right? So when I observed them, my thoughts started changing. उसमें से मुझे एक फीमेल देखी जो ऑलमोस्ट मेरी एज की थी, जिसके बच्चे भी मेरे वाले एज ग्रुप के हैं. So my thoughts started shaping up that if she can do, why can't I? वो 1 घंटा कर रही है, मैं आधा घंटा तो ज़रूर कर सकती हूँ. So that's how, by changing your thoughts, you can change your environment. Your environment will change your thoughts, and your thoughts will automatically manifest in your actions. Have you all heard about this Huffington Post? सुना है किसी ने Huffington Post? It's a US का काफी famous blog है Huffington. Huffington Post is an online blog, बहुत सालों से 2005 से शायद, and it's very famous. This lady, Ariana Huffington, she has built up a digital media empire. Out of 5 partners, she was one, and she was extremely successful till 2007. A very famous media personality. You can Google it later. But one fine day, she was on the top of her success, and suddenly one fine day she collapsed. She broke her cheekbone. She had to get stitches, and that all happened because she was extremely exhausted. She had not taken any break while building up her empire. वो सिर्फ hard work कर रही थी. She was not taking rest. But after after collapsing in 2007, she understood that what is required in her life to sustain the success is rest and recovery. And that's when she opened up another venture of her, which is with the name of Thrive Global, where all the organizations and individuals can join that particular forum to understand more about wellness. Right? So what we learn from her life is that success can hide what exhaustion conceals. So she says, work hard, but work harder on your recovery and rest. Now, the next slide is applicable to all of us, because most of us are either PhDs or doing PhDs. Why do intelligent people burn out very easily? People who are brainy, why do they burn out?
High expectations.
Performance pressure.
Performance pressure. Sorry? Less sleep. And
I assume a lot of roles and need perfection in everything.
sorry?
They assume a lot of roles and advancement need perfection in everything.
Because we are actually governed by our environment and we want to do it all. That is perfection. हमारे अपने performance pressures to be able to do everything, to perfect everything in our life. हम जो हमारे सामने एक immediate urgent task आता है हम उसको take up करने लग जाते हैं. किसी का email आ गया फटाफट जवाब दे दो. किसी का WhatsApp आ गया स्टूडेंट का उसको फटाफट जवाब दे दो. किसी का कॉल आ गया उसको उसी टाइम उठा के बात करना हमारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है. We have not learned to pause in our daily lives. अगर हम कुछ कर रहे हैं और हमारे फ़ोन पे नोटिफिकेशन आएगा तो हम फटाफट अपना फ़ोन खोल के देखने लग जाते हैं instead of dealing with the task that we are doing. What is it? It is actually making us slaves of our environment. हमारा environment हमारे ऊपर जो भी stimulus फेंक रहा है हम उसको कैच करके बॉडी की जो नीड्स हैं स्लीप की, माइंडफुलनेस की, रेस्ट की, सही तरीके से मील्स को खाने की, वो सब हम इग्नोर कर रहे हैं. And also, how many of you exercise every day? I'd like to know. Sorry? Okay, very good. So all of us are making attempts to exercise. That is wonderful. So our body was always, designed to move. जबकि we are living sedentary lifestyles. हमारी बॉडी की एनाटॉमी और फिजियोलॉजी, हमारी बॉडी का स्ट्रक्चर, हमारी बॉडी के ऑर्गन्स, हमारी बॉडी के सारे वाइटल फंक्शंस, जैसे कि मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट डाइजेशन, ब्लड सर्कुलेशन, ये सब डिजाइन है इस तरह से जिसमें उसका बेसिक प्रीमाइस है कि बॉडी सारा दिन मूव करती रहेगी। इसीलिए क्योंकि अब हम सेडेंटरी लाइफस्टाइल जी रहे हैं तो हमारी बॉडी में प्रॉब्लम ज़्यादा बढ़ रही है। हमारे जितने भी फंक्शंस हैं वो डीरेल्ड है नॉर्मल से, बिकॉज वी आर लीडिंग अ सेडेंटरी लाइफस्टाइल। So it is important to practice the habits of mobility and movement. Raise your hand if you have ever replied to an email that you later regretted, forgotten something very obvious when you were working under pressure, and you become impatient when there are so many things which are actually boggling you. We lose our calm. Do we? Or we don't? कभी कभी किसी हमारे कॉलीग का कोई मैसेज आता है व्हाट्सएप पे, ईमेल पे, समथिंग दैट वी फील वो हमारे ऊपर डायरेक्ट अटैक है, हमें लगता है हमें तुरंत जवाब देना चाहिए, उसका देना ही पड़ेगा अब तो जवाब। हमें कोई धक्का मार के बोल थोड़ी रहा है कि अभी जवाब दो। वी कैन ऑलवेज पॉज एंड पॉन्डर. We can choose to say that I need some time to respond to it. If it is not urgent, can I take a day? Because जब हमने गुस्से में या ओवरवेल्ड होकर वो रिप्लाई दिया होता है और नेक्स्ट डे जब फ्रेश माइंड से रिप्लाई देते हैं, हमारे दोनों रिप्लाईज में बहुत डिफरेंस होगा. डू यू अग्री? सो इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट टू पॉज, एंड दैट ability to pause will come from the strength of your mind. What kind of thoughts you have in your mind will drive whether you pause or you immediately react. Difference between reaction and response. So this is not because your brain is weak, it is because your brain is doing what it has evolved to do so. हमारा जो brain था, हमारे जो पूर्वज थे वो कौन थे? होमो सेपियंस से पहले हंटर्स थे ना. ह्यूमन बींग्स वर हंटर्स. उनको खाना खाने के लिए, जीने के लिए हमेशा और एनिमल्स को मारना पड़ता था. दे वर हंटर्स बाय नेचर. तो हमारी बॉडी हमेशा, हमारी बॉडी का जो ब्रेन है दैट इज ऑलवेज डिजाइंड टू हेल्प अस सर्वाइव, टू स्टे सेफ. इसीलिए जब भी किसी बाहर से एनवायरनमेंट से कोई थ्रेट आता है ना, हमारे इमोशनली भी हम उसको फटाफट रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं बिकॉज वी वॉन्ट टू कीप आवर सेल्फ सेफ. उसने गुस्सा किया, हम वापस गुस्सा ही करेंगे. उसने मारा तो मैं भी वापस मारूंगी. उसने मेरे बारे में बिचिंग करी तो मैं भी करूँगी. उसने मेरे साथ पॉलिटिक्स खेली तो मैं भी खेलूँगी. दैट्स आवर सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट इज ऑन, राइट? वी फील अनसेफ बिकॉज क्योंकि हमारा ब्रेन ही ऐसा डिजाइंड है. हम इसीलिए अनसेफ फील करते हैं क्योंकि हमारे ब्रेन में एक पार्ट होता है अमाइगडाला. ठीक है, अमाइगडाला जो होता है दैट इज बेसिकली द इमोशनल सेंटर. जैसे ही हमें कोई बाहर से थ्रेट आएगा, हमारे इमोशंस ये हो जाते हैं कि हम कैसे सेफ फील कर सकते हैं. हमें सेफ फील करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, हम वही करें. वेदर वी शाउट एट समवन, वी स्नैप एट समवन, वी हिट समवन, वी रन फ्रॉम समवेयर. जो हेस्टी डिसीजंस लेते हैं दैट इज बिकॉज दिस पार्ट ऑफ ब्रेन, अमाइगडाला, इमोशनल सेंटर ऑफ ब्रेन, सर्वाइवल सेंटर ऑफ ब्रेन, ये हमेशा काम. आपने बहुत सारे लोगों को देखा बहुत जल्दी जल्दी चलते हैं. दे वॉक वेरी फास्ट एंड देन देयर आर पीपल हु वुड वॉक वेरी कामली. बड़े धीरे चलेंगे, लोगों को आसपास देखेंगे, कुछ लोग के सामने देखेंगे, भागते 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 पहुंच जाएंगे एक जगह से दूसरी जगह. दैट्स बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स and they are in that fight or flight mode. Their survival mode is on because they feel threatened with their surroundings.
How do you define threat?
They feel unsafe in the environment they are in.
मतलब किसी के लिए वही चीज़ एक simple sentence.
बिल्कुल, because it is your mind ना which is making you behave in a particular way. You might be a very calm person. I might be a very strained person. मुझे insecurity होती है लोगों के बीच में. I am not feeling very good. I want to rush from that environment because my amygdala is getting activated. So I'm in that survival mode. I am doing everything to make myself feel safe. If I don't feel safe, I'll walk very fast. my muscles will be tight. अगर आपने देखा बहुत सारे लोगों को ये सर्वाइकल जो बोलते हैं, लोगों को सर्वाइकल की प्रॉब्लम है, वो नेक में और शोल्डर्स में स्टिफनेस है. That is also survival instinct which is on. It is not cervical. Cervical eventually develop हो जाता है क्योंकि आपकी मसल्स वो वीक हो गई, वो टेंस्ड मोड में है. जब भी आप किसी भी टाइम पे डरे हुए हो, आप किसी बात से स्ट्रेस्ड हो, आप देखोगे आपके शोल्डर ऐसे श्रग हो जाएंगे. आप अपने आप देखना, आपके शोल्डर्स दे विल मूव टुवर्ड्स योर ईयर्स. दैट इज व्हेन यू आर स्ट्रेस्ड, यू आर फीलिंग अनसेफ अबाउट समथिंग. आपकी किसी फ़ोन कॉल से, किसी कलीग से, आपके बॉस ने आपको कुछ कह दिया, योर ऑटोमेटिक रिस्पॉन्स इज स्ट्रेन इन दीज मसल्स. Right? Your muscles will be tensed when amygdala is activated. And amygdala is that part of brain which is switched on when you are in survival mode. When your body is getting ready to fight a threat, immediate threat को लड़ाई करने के लिए. That is amygdala. Now, exactly complementary to amygdala is prefrontal cortex. अगर हम एक यूनिवर्सिटी समझें, एक यूनिवर्सिटी इमेजिन करो, उसमें अमाइगडाला जो है वो सिक्योरिटी ऑफिस है. जो सिक्योरिटी पे गार्ड होता है ना, गार्ड रूम में गार्ड खड़ा होता है, जैसे ही कोई आया वो एकदम खड़ा हो जाता है कि भैया उसको तो गेट गार्ड करना है, कौन अंदर आएगा और कौन नहीं आएगा. दैट इज सेफ्टी. कोई गलत इंसान अंदर आ गया तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पे थ्रेट हो जाएगा. अमाइगडाला वो है ब्रेन का कि कुछ भी आसपास हुआ आपका इमीडिएट फाइट और फ्लाइट मोड ऑन, यू आर स्ट्रेस्ड अबाउट एवरीथिंग. जबकि अगर विथ प्रैक्टिस you learn to switch off your amygdala and switch on your prefrontal cortex, you pause and then respond to situations. And this is something that you can learn. This is not something that is a part of you. You can always change your response to everything that is happening in your environment. Understood what is amygdala and what is prefrontal cortex? Right? Now, I will hand over the mic to Mr. Sunil Chauhan, who is the yoga instructor at MAIMS. I'd invite him to take a pranayama session, and through this pranayama, that is breath control session, I want you to experience how your body goes into relaxation mode. And when that relaxation mode is on, it is actually your prefrontal cortex which is getting on. You're responding, not reacting. Your responding mode is getting on. You pause and you respond to situations. आप हर समय थ्रेट से लड़ाई करने के लिए नहीं होते हो. आप चीज़ों को समझ के, एनालाइज करके, वाइज ब्रेन से एक्ट करते हो. When your prefrontal cortex is on. So pranayama does that for you. When you do breath control, why do you feel calm? You feel calm because your prefrontal cortex is activated. Okay, and the more pranayama you do, the more it can stay on. And the wiser decisions in life you can take. Over to you, sir.
थैंक यू मैम. सबको प्राणायाम करना है, आसन किसी को नहीं है, इसलिए सबने खाया हुआ है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं समझना. चलिए हम शुरुआत ओम से करते हैं. थोड़ा थोड़ा सा ना गैप बना लो, हमारे पास काफ़ी लोग में ज़्यादा नहीं है, गैप अच्छा बना लो. दूर से उधर से लोग थोड़ा सा एक दूसरे के वाइब्रेशन किसी को ना टच करें, थोड़ा सा दूर होगा. चलिए अब हम 3 बार जो है शुरुआत करेंगे ओम से. 3 बार ओम बोलेंगे, अपनी आंखें बंद कर लें. एक बार डीप ब्रीथिंग करें. फिर श्वास लीजिए. फिर एक बार.
इसके बाद हम लोग क्या करें, पहले प्राणायाम की शुरुआत करते हैं। क्या करना है, अपने राइट वाली नॉस्ट्रिल से राइट हैंड से जाए और राइट नॉस्ट्रिल को ही बंद कर दें। ये काम करना है। सबसे पहले हम लोग करेंगे, ये है चंद्र भेदी प्राणायाम। चंद्र भेदी प्राणायाम क्या है, ये एक ठंडक हमको देता है। तो शुरुआत पहले यहीं से करते हैं, बाद में इसके बारे में चर्चा करते हैं। तो क्या करना है, लंबा गहरा श्वास है, इसमें डीप ब्रीथिंग करनी है। इनहेल कीजिए, एक्सेल, फिर इनहेल, एक्सेल, इनहेल, एक्सेल। इसको इतना लंबा गहरा श्वास लेना है कि हमारे माथे के ऊपर जो है एक ठंडक का एहसास होना चाहिए। दोबारा से करें, एक्सेल, इनहेल, एक्सेल, रिलैक्स। अब करते हैं हम लोग सूर्य भेदी प्राणायाम। चंद्र भेदी प्राणायाम का अर्थ है कि यहाँ पर चंद्रमा जो है ठंडा होता है। चंद्रमा ठंडा होता है तो उसका जो फीलिंग है वो भी ठंडी होती है, ठीक है ना। हम जैसे गर्मियों में सूरज जब निकलता है तो हम ऐसे ही नहीं निकल सकते हैं, पर रात में जब चंद्रमा निकलता है तो हम कैसे निकल सकते हैं। तो इसका मतलब है कि वो ठंडा होता है। अब चलते हैं, करते हैं सूर्य भेदी प्राणायाम। तो इसका एक और मीनिंग है कि जब बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी हो तो हम लोगों को क्या करना चाहिए, सबसे ज़्यादा चंद्र भेदी प्राणायाम भी करना चाहिए, ठीक है। तो अब इसके बाद करते हैं हम लोग सूर्य भेदी प्राणायाम। और सूर्य भेदी प्राणायाम करने से क्या फ़ायदा होता है, जैसे बहुत ज़्यादा सर्दी होती है, बहुत कोल्ड है उस टाइम पर, तो क्या करना, सूर्य भेदी प्राणायाम शुरू कर दो। तो देखेंगे धीरे धीरे हमारी बॉडी जो है गर्म होनी शुरू हो जाएगी। चलिए अब इसके बाद क्या करें हम लोग, लेफ्ट वाली 2 उंगलियां जो है इसको अंदर की तरफ कर लीजिए, यानी अंगूठा और ये तीसरी उंगली जिसको रिंग फिंगर बोलते हैं, इससे लेफ्ट वाली नोस्ट्रिल को बंद कर लीजिए। और लेफ्ट वाली नोस्ट्रिल को बंद करने के बाद हमको 5 बार इनहेल और एक्सहेल और खूब डीप ब्रीथिंग करना चाहिए। शुरू करें, एक्सहेल, इनहेल, फिर एक्सहेल, इनहेल, एक्सहेल, इनहेल, एक्सहेल। एक बार फिर सांस लीजिए, एक्सहेल, रिलैक्स। ये हमने किया चंद्र भेदी प्राणायाम और सूर्य भेदी प्राणायाम। इसके बाद हम लोग करते हैं अनुलोम विलोम। लगभग सभी को पता है अनुलोम विलोम कैसे करना है, ठीक है। काम वही करना है, हाथ वहीं रखिए। जब पहले हम राइट वाली नोस्ट्रिल को बंद करते हैं, फिर लेफ्ट वाले से, लेफ्ट वाले से पूरा श्वास कीजिए, इनहेल कीजिए, पूरा पूरा इनहेल कीजिए। इसको इतना लंबा ले जाना है कि हमारे माथे तक जाए, पूरा लीजिए। फिर एक्सहेल, धीरे 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 पूरा श्वास बाहर निकालिए। आप फिर यहीं से राइट से पूरा श्वास लीजिए, इनहेल कीजिए, पूरा लीजिए, इनहेल कीजिए, फिर लेफ्ट से पूरा एक्सहेल कर दीजिए। करना क्या है, लेफ्ट से इनहेल करना है, राइट से एक्सहेल करना है, फिर राइट से इनहेल करना है, लेफ्ट से एक्सहेल करना है। पूरा श्वास लें, एक्सहेल, फिर इनहेल कीजिए, एक्सहेल, फिर इनहेल कीजिए, एक्सहेल कीजिए, रिलैक्स, ठीक है। इसके बाद हमको मालूम क्या करना है, इसके बाद हमको करना है बिल्कुल आसान है, रूट करेंगे, रूट प्राणायाम करेंगे, ठीक है। रूट में क्या है कि इसमें होल्ड करना है बीच में एक जगह पर, श्वास को लेना है काउंटिंग के साथ में, काउंटिंग के साथ में होल्ड करना है, काउंटिंग के साथ में हमको एक्सहेल करना है। पहले किया हमने चंद्र भेदी सूर्य भेदी प्राणायाम, फिर हमने किया क्या, अनुलोम विलोम। जैसे अनुलोम विलोम किया है वैसे ही उस काम को भी करेंगे। करना क्या है, पहले अपने राइट वाली नोस्ट्रिल को बंद कर दीजिए, काउंटिंग 5 तक जो है सबको इनहेल करना है, अभी नहीं करना है, मेरे कहने के बाद स्टार्ट करें। 1 2 3 4 5। अब इसको होल्ड कर दीजिए, दोनों नोस्ट्रिल बंद कर दें, होल्ड करते हैं। 1 2 3 4 5। लेफ्ट से पूरा एक्सेल कर दीजिए या राइट से कर दीजिए। अब यहीं से पूरा श्वास लीजिए 5 काउंटिंग में। 1 2 3 4 5। होल्ड कीजिए। 1 2 3 4 5। सेकंड साइड से निकाल दीजिए। 1 2 3 4 5। इसको अब दोबारा करेंगे, लगभग सबको समझ में आ जाएगा। अब हम ठीक से करेंगे, ठीक है। वापस आइए यहीं पर। आप क्या करते हैं, 5 काउंटिंग में पूरा श्वास इनहेल कीजिए, स्टार्ट करते हैं। 1 2 3 4 5। होल्ड कर दीजिए। 1 2 3 4 5। एक्सेल कर दो सेकंड साइड से। 1 2 3 4 5। जहाँ से एक्सेल किया वहीं से श्वास दोबारा से इनहेल कीजिए। 1 2 3 4 5। होल्ड कर दीजिए। 1 2 3 4 5। रिलैक्स रिलैक्स कीजिए। इसके बाद अगला करते हैं हम लोग शीतली प्राणायाम। शीतली प्राणायाम मतलब कि हमारे जो मुख है ना, हमारा जो मुंह है, उसमें बहुत सारे क्या होता है, गंदगी जमा रहती है, कई बार वो साफ नहीं हो पाती है। और साफ ना होने की वजह से क्या होता है, उसमें बहुत सारी दुर्गंध हो जाती है, कोई पास में खड़ा नहीं होता है, इसलिए तो शीतली प्राणायाम करने से क्या होता है, वो जो ठंडक जाती है वो हमारे पूरे मुंह को क्या करती है, साफ करती है उसको। तो हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं इसमें, शीतली मतलब कि हमें जो जीभ है हमारी, जो टंग है, उसको ना बीच में से मोड़ देना है। और इस मोड़े हुए हिस्से से ही हमको क्या करना है, पूरा श्वास इसी से अंदर लेना है। और जब श्वास लेंगे तो क्या करेंगे, अंदर ले जाकर इसको मुंह को फिर हम बंद कर लेंगे। 5 सेकंड होल्ड करेंगे और पूरा श्वास नॉस्ट्रिल से पूरा श्वास हम बाहर निकाल देंगे। चलिए शुरू करते हैं। इनहेल कीजिए। बंद कर दीजिए अपने मुंह को। नॉस्ट्रिल से इसको फिर करते हैं। होल्ड कीजिए। एक्सेल कर दीजिए। एक लास्ट बार समझ कर करेंगे सभी लोग, कैसे करना है। इनहेल किया, श्वास भरा मुख के अंदर और फिर एक्सेल कर दिया। इतना काम करेंगे। चलिए लास्ट टाइम कीजिए एक बार सभी। रिलैक्स। चलिए इसके बाद हम लोग करते हैं भ्रामरी प्राणायाम। और भ्रामरी प्राणायाम माइंड के विषय में बड़ी बात हो रही थी, ब्रेन के विषय में बड़ी बात हो रही थी। तो अब क्या करना है, अब हमको करना क्या है, भ्रामरी प्राणायाम। और भ्रामरी प्राणायाम के क्या करना है, हमको सबसे पहले अपने जो 2 उंगलियां हैं इनको बिल्कुल आंखों के सामने रख लें। एक उंगली ऊपर रखें, एक उंगली को नीचे रख दें। एक से नहीं करना, दोनों से करना। मेरे एक हाथ का बाई का, आपको दोनों हाथों से करना है। और उसके बाद क्या करना है, अपने कान को अपने अंगूठी से बंद कर लीजिए। कान को बंद कर लीजिए, कान को। और उसके बाद हमें क्या करना है, पूरा श्वास डीप ब्रीथिंग लीजिए। आंखें बंद रखनी है सभी को और एक भंवरे की तरह आवाज निकालनी है नॉस्ट्रिल से। फिर श्वास लीजिए। फिर एक बार लीजिए। रिलैक्स। इसको वाइब्रेशन जो है बॉडी की, इसको सबसे ज़्यादा कहाँ से स्टार्ट हो रही है? हमारे गर्दन से ऊपर, यानी कि अपना राइट हैंड रखिए कहाँ पर? माथे के बिल्कुल बीच में रखिए, बिल्कुल सर पर रखिए। और अब हमको क्या करना है? आँख खोल करके वही काम करना है जो हमने आँख बंद करके किया था, ठीक है? चलो सांस लीजिए और जो वाइब्रेशन है उसको अपने सिर के ऊपर जो है सभी फील कीजिए। फिर कीजिए एक बार। इसकी प्रैक्टिस कहाँ से होती है? दोनों नॉस्ट्रिल को बंद करने के बाद में आंखें बंद करने के बाद सेकंड स्टेज पहुँचती है कि आपको पता लग गया इस बात पे कि मैं अपने आप ही वाइब्रेशन कर सकता हूँ, तो आप उस देर इसको कर सकते हैं। और फिर पता लगे कि अपने आप ही आप इतने जागरूक हो गए हैं, अवेयर हो गए हैं कि आपको पता लगे कि मैं इस टाइम अपने पूरे शरीर में वाइब्रेशन को फील कर सकता हूँ। तो क्या करना? एक बार करेंगे, केवल आंखें बंद करो और उसके बाद जो हमने अपने नॉस्ट्रिल से भंवरे की तरह आवाज़ निकाली थी उसको सब साथ बोलेंगे। देखते हैं किस किस में वो सारी वाइब्रेशन हम वही फीलिंग करेंगे पूरे शरीर में। चलिए रिलैक्स। इसके बाद अपनी आंखें बंद रखें, सभी को अपनी आंखें बंद रखनी है और धीरे से कोशिश करें कि हमारी कमर जो है एकदम सीधी हो जाए। अपनी कमर को सीधा कर लीजिए। आंखें बंद, कम से कम 5 मिनट तक अपना आंखें हमको बंद रखनी है। और हम लोग ऐसे बैठ जाएं कि अगर नींद ना आ जाए सभी को, कहीं गिरने का डर ना लगे, इसलिए अपने आप को कहीं ऐसी जगह पे बैठा है जब हम 5 मिनट तक अपनी आंखें बंद कर पाएंगे। पूरे शरीर को रिलैक्स करते हैं। दोनों हाथों को एक साथ कर दें, दोनों हाथों को एक साथ कर दें। लेफ्ट हैंड के ऊपर राइट वाले हैंड को रख दें। लेफ्ट हैंड के ऊपर राइट वाले हैंड को रख दें। दोनों कंधों को गिरा दें, जैसे हम कमीज को हैंगर में टांग देते हैं, ऐसे अपने कंधों को गिरा दीजिए। अपने कमर को एकदम सीधा करते हैं। आंखें हम कोमलता के साथ बंद करते हैं और पूरे चेहरे पर हल्की सी मुस्कान रखें, एक सौम्यता का भाव रखें। ध्यान, अब अपना ध्यान श्वास के ऊपर जाए। हमारी श्वासें सामान्य रूप से चल रही हैं। अपना ध्यान हम श्वास के ऊपर ले जाएं। अपनी श्वासों को देखें, अपनी श्वासों को देखें। आती हुई श्वास को देखें और बाहर जाते हुए श्वास को देखें। लगातार हम श्वास को देखते जाएं। आती हुई श्वास को देखें और जाती हुई श्वास को देखें। जब हम इनहेल करते हैं, श्वास सब भीतर की ओर जाती है, तो श्वास हमारी नॉस्ट्रिल से होती हुई हमारी गर्दन पर जाती है, गर्दन से होती हुई हमारे हार्ट तक जाती है, लंग्स पर जाती है, और वही श्वास धीरे धीरे पेट से होती हुई हमारे नाभि चक्र तक जाती है। श्वास को देखें, जाते हुए श्वास को देखें, और जब श्वास बाहर की ओर आती है तो अंदर से ही श्वास आती है, लंग्स से होते हुए बाहर, हमारे हार्ट से होते हुए हमारी गर्दन से होते हुए नोस्ट्रिल से बाहर आ जाती है। धीरे धीरे श्वास को हम देखें, कितनी दूरी तक हम अपने सांस को फील कर पाते हैं, कितनी दूरी तक हम अपनी श्वास को फील कर पाते हैं, आती हुई श्वास को फील कर पाते हैं या जाती हुई श्वास को फील कर पाते हैं। इसके बाद अपने मन पर चलें। हमारे मन में आ रहे बहुत सारे विचार हैं, बहुत सारे विचार एक साथ आते हैं, उन सारे विचारों को आने दें। किसी भी विचार को हमें रोकना नहीं है कि हम तो भाई मेडिटेशन कर रहे हैं, हम तो सारे विचारों को रोक कर रखेंगे। हम में से किसी को भी कोई भी अपने थॉट्स जो है रोकने नहीं है, सभी थॉट्स को आने देना है, और जब वो आते हैं तो चले भी जाते हैं। हमारे मन में आ रहे जो थॉट्स हैं वो आने के लिए नहीं है, वो जाने के लिए है। तो एक एक विचार जो आ रहा है उनको जाने भी देना सही। एक एक विचार को आने दें, जाने दें। जैसे हम माने एक कमरे पर बैठे हैं और उस कमरे में खिड़की है, और खिड़की के बाहर एक रोड है जिस पर लोग आ रहे हैं, जा रहे हैं। ऐसे ही हमारे मन में विचार भी आ रहे हैं, जा रहे हैं। किसी भी विचार पर हमें रुकना नहीं है। जैसे हम खिड़की में आ रहे लोग और जा रहे लोगों पर नहीं रुक रहे हैं, ऐसे ही हमें किसी भी थॉट्स पर नहीं रुकना है। वापस अपनी श्वास पर ध्यान लेकर आए। आती हुई श्वास को देखें, जाती हुई श्वास को देखें। इसके बाद हमको 3 बार ओम का ध्वनि का उच्चारण फिर करना है। लंबा गहरा श्वास लीजिए सभी। फिर श्वास लेते हैं। फिर एक बार सांस लीजिए। दोनों हाथों से अच्छी तरह से पानी करें, बहुत अच्छी तरह से पानी कीजिए, जो हमारे हाथ अच्छी तरह से वार्म हो जाए। इसके बाद दोनों हाथों की कटोरी बनाएं, अपनी आँखों के सामने रखें। इसके बाद धीरे से अपनी आँखें खोल दें, बाहर का प्रकाश देखें, हाथों को हटा लें, इसकी गर्मी को अपने चेहरे पर, गर्दन को हाथों पर लगाएं, रिलैक्स करें। चलिए अगली बार हमारा 6 योगा स्टार्ट। चलो दोनों हाथों को सामने लेकर आओ सभी। दोनों मेरे हाथ में एकदम माइक है, इससे चर्चा करूँगा। दोनों हाथों को सामने कर दो और दोनों हाथों को मुट्ठियों को हमें अच्छी तरह से बंद करना है, खोलना। चलिए कम से कम 50-50 सबको लड्डू बनाने हैं। ठीक है, स्टार्ट कीजिए। 1 2 अपने काउंटिंग के साथ कम से कम 50-50 सबको लड्डू बनाना है। ये कल काम आएंगे नहीं, कल वाले में नहीं, कल तो छुट्टी है, मंडे को काम आएंगे। कल भी है, कल वाले में काम आएंगे। रिलैक्स। इसके बाद अपने कलाई को यहीं पर घुमा दीजिए, पहले क्लॉकवाइज। किसी को एंटी क्लॉक घुमा दीजिए। चलिए अब क्या करना है, यहाँ पर दोनों हाथों को ऊपर ले जाएं, नीचे उठाइए, वापस नीचे लाइए, फिर ऊपर ले जाइए, फिर नीचे लाइए, फिर ऊपर, फिर नीचे, रिलैक्स, ज़्यादा नहीं करना है। इसके बाद क्या करना है, इसके बाद में दोनों कंधे, हाथ वही रखिए नीचे, दोनों कंधों को कान तक ले जाएंगे, पर ये ब्रीथिंग के साथ करना है, ठीक है। श्वास को लेना है, कंधे ऊपर ले जाने हैं, श्वास को निकाल देना है, मतलब श्वास को निकालते हुए कंधों को नीचे लाना चाहिए। 1 2 श्वास को लीजिए, 2 1 2 1 2। इसके बाद हमको अपने कंधे घुमा देंगे, श्वास वैसे लेके देखो, देख लो कैसे करना है, पूरा नहीं वैसे देखो, फिर वापस कैसे, श्वास को लेना है तो बैक और फिर फॉरवर्ड, फिर वापस आ जाना, ठीक है। चलिए शुरू करें, श्वास को लीजिए, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, रिलैक्स। लेफ्ट वाले हाथ को अंदर की तरफ करते हैं, इधर राइट साइड में निकाल दीजिए, देखो ऐसे जैसे मैं खड़ा हूँ ना, आपको बैठ के ना राइट सब निकाल दीजिए, इस वाले हाथ को, और राइट वाले को ऊपर ले जाइए, अभी केवल ऊपर रखना है इसको, ठीक है। इस वाले हाथ को ऊपर रखें, हल्का सा शरीर बैंड कीजिए, नहीं पूरा नहीं, इतना बैंड करना है, जितना मैंने देखा, जितना मैंने किया उतना ही सबको बैंड करना है, इतना बैंड कीजिए। इसके बाद शरीर को थोड़ा और ऊपर खींचिए, लेफ्ट साइड ही बैंड होना है हमको, इधर ही बैंड होना है, हाथ को थोड़ा और खींचना है। अब थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट साइड और बैंड हो जाएगी, अब शरीर को थोड़ा और ऊपर खींचिए, थोड़ा सा और बैंड हुई है, हल्का शरीर और ऊपर खींचिए, थोड़ा सा और बैंड हुई है, थोड़ा सा और खींचिए, हल्का सा और बैंड हुई है, रिलैक्स, ठीक है। अब लेफ्ट वाले को ऊपर लेकर आइए, राइट वाले को लेफ्ट साइड में कर दीजिए, अब इसको ऊपर खींचिए, हल्का सा बैंड हो जाइए लेफ्ट साइड में, और शरीर को थोड़ा सा और ऊपर खींचिए, फिर बैंड होइए, फिर थोड़ा और खींचिए, देखो कितनी कैपेसिटी हमारी कि हम बैंड होने के बाद ऊपर खींच पा रहे हैं, फिर खींचिए ऊपर की तरफ, फिर बैंड होइए, और फिर थोड़ा सा और खींचिए, फिर थोड़ा और खींचिए, पूरा खींच दीजिए, पूरा खींच दीजिए, रिलैक्स। देखो पता लग जाएगा कि हम कितने एक्सरसाइज करते हैं, जो करते हैं उन्हें कुछ नहीं होगा, जो नहीं करते हैं और बता सकते हैं हम क्या सकते हैं। चलिए इसके बाद हमको क्या करना है, अगले एक्सरसाइज की तरफ चलते हैं। दोनों हाथ अपने ऊपर ले जाना है हमको, ऐसे नहीं करना, दोनों हाथों से करना हमको ताड़ासन, जैसे ऐसे हाथ है, दोनों हाथों को ऊपर ले जाना, दोनों हाथ हम ऐसे लेंगे ना, अपनी कोहनी एकदम सीधी कर दो, दोनों हाथों को उंगलियां ऊपर की तरफ घुमा दो, अब इसको पूरा खींचो ऊपर की तरफ, पेट में से पूरा श्वास बाहर निकाल दो, कंधे ऊपर खींचो, कोहनी ऊपर खींचो, हाथों को ऊपर खींचो, 30 सेकंड होल्ड करो, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 रिलैक्स, रिलैक्स, वापस दोनों हाथों को फिर दोबारा से ऊपर ले जाएं, नहीं वो आप नहीं करना है, आप होल्ड नहीं करना है, दोनों हाथों को ऊपर ले जाइए, ताड़ासन में ले जाइए दोनों हाथों को ऊपर की ओर, और इसके बाद क्या करना है, हमको करना है त्रिएक ताड़ासन। अब क्या करना है, पूरे शरीर को लेफ्ट साइड में बैंड कर दीजिए, आपका लेफ्ट इधर होगा, खींचे शरीर को ऊपर की तरफ, होल्ड, रिलैक्स, वापस आ जाइए। अब पूरे शरीर को राइट साइड में होल्ड कीजिए, रिलैक्स, धीरे धीरे वापस आ जाइए, ठीक है। अब हमको क्या करना है, हमको करनी है उठक बैठक, हम उठ सकते हैं, बैठ सकते हैं, ठीक है। ये काम केवल 5 बार करना है, अपनी जगह पे उठना है और फिर हमको बैठ जाना है चेयर के ऊपर, ठीक है। 1 चलो 1, अपनी काउंटिंग सब साथ बोलिए, मेरे साथ बोलेंगे सब, ठीक है, सबको साथ बोलेंगे, 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2। देखो इसको करने का बड़ा फायदा है। जो लोग नहीं करते तो आज से करना शुरू कर दो, क्योंकि सबसे बड़ी बात है कि जिसको बोलते हैं एंटी एजिंग, एंड में क्या होगा, बाद में कुछ समय के बाद में चलना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है घुटनों से, और घुटने की एक्सरसाइज नहीं करेंगे ना तो बहुत ज़्यादा दिक्कत होती है। जो लोग नहीं करते कम से कम 5 बार करो, बस बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं, 5 बार कर लो। 5 बार ऐसे कर लो, 5 बार घुटनों को, सबको पता है यहाँ पे 5 बार घुटनों घुमा लो, पहले क्लॉकवाइज फिर एंटी क्लॉकवाइज और सामने की तरफ। जिनको पता है अच्छी बात है, ये आती नहीं बात लगे तो जो है घुटने के लिए बड़ा अच्छा है ये वाला एक्सरसाइज। ये 5-6 बार, बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं करना है, ज़्यादा में तो मसल्स आपके बहुत ज़्यादा पेन करेंगे, पर 5 बार करेंगे तो बहुत फायदा मिलेगा। ठीक है ना। चलिए अब हम उसके बाद शवासन करें या कुछ और सिटिंग शवासन करते हैं। चलो आप बैठे बैठे चलिए बैठिए अपनी सीट पर, आराम से बैठ जाइए। अब आंखें बंद करके अपनी गर्दन को लटका देना पीछे की तरफ, आराम से। नहीं ऐसे नहीं, चोट लग जाएगी, ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे गर्दन नहीं करनी किसी को भी। बिल्कुल आराम से ऐसे बैठना है जिससे कि आप लोग आराम से बैठ पाए। बिल्कुल देखो सुशीला वाले बिल्कुल ठीक से बैठिए। चलो अपनी आंखें कोमलता के साथ में बंद कर दो, पूरे शरीर को रिलैक्स कर दो, पूरा शरीर रिलैक्स कर दो, रिलैक्स कर दो, रिलैक्स कर दो। कहीं पर भी स्ट्रेस मत रखो, पूरे शरीर में, ना कंधों में, ना हाथों में, ना पाँव में। हमने जो एक्सरसाइज की है उसकी वजह से शरीर के जिस पार्ट पर हल्का सा भी फीलिंग हो रही है या हल्का सा पेन हो रहा है, थोड़ा सा ध्यान वहाँ पर लेकर जाए। शरीर के एक एक पार्ट पर ढलना है, घुटनों पर ले जाएं, कमर पर ले जाएं, कंधों पर ले जाएं, कलाइयों पर ले जाएं, गर्दन पर ले जाएं, अपने माथे पर ले जाएं। शरीर को पूरा नीचे से ऊपर तक देखिए, पाँव की उंगलियों से लेकर अपने बालों तक देखिए, पूरे शरीर को देखिए, नीचे से लेकर ऊपर की ओर। पाँव की उंगलियां देखें, घुटनों को फिर देखें, कमर, पेट, कंधे, बाजू, कोहनियाँ, कलाइयाँ, हाथों की उंगली, हथेली, अंगूठे। गर्दन भी देख लीजिए, चिन को देख लीजिए, होंठ, दांत, जीभ, नॉस्ट्रिल, श्वास धीरे धीरे आता है, धीरे धीरे बाहर जाता है। आंखें हमारे बिल्कुल कोमलता के साथ बंद हैं, माथे पर कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं है। अपने सिर को देखें, बालों को देखें। अब ऐसे ही हम शरीर को ऊपर से नीचे देख लें, सिर को देखें, बालों को देखें, माथे को देखें। आंखें बिल्कुल कोमलता के साथ बंद हैं। नॉस्ट्रिल, होंठ, दांत, जीभ, चिन, गर्दन, दोनों कंधे, हाथों के बाजू, कोहनी, कलाई, हाथों के हथेली, अंगूठे, उंगलियाँ, दोनों हाथ भी हमारे पूरी तरह से रिलैक्स हैं। पूरी पीठ, पेट को देख लें, कमर को चारों ओर से देख लीजिए, थाइज, घुटने, पिंडली, एड़ी, तलवे, पाँव के अंगूठे, उंगलियां दिखें। पूरा शरीर हमारा रिलैक्स, पूरा शरीर रिलैक्स। 3 बार ओंकार ध्वनि का उच्चारण करना, फिर हमको और जो वाइब्रेशन होगी उसको पूरे शरीर पर महसूस करना। लंबा तरह सांस लीजिए। फिर सांस लीजिए। फिर श्वास लीजिए। दोनों हाथों से अच्छी तरह से बांध दीजिए। दोनों हाथों को कटोरी बनाए अपने आंखों के सामने रख दीजिए। धीरे से अपनी आंखें खोल दीजिए, बाहर का प्रकाश देखिए। दोनों हाथों की यहाँ पे नींव पे जो वार्म है, गर्मी है, उसको अपने चेहरे पर, गर्दन पर, हाथों पर लगाएं। रिलैक्स रिलैक्स रिलैक्स।
Dear participants, welcome back. I hope you're feeling refreshed. And the wellness workbook which I have handed over to you, there were so many activities which were to be covered up. But what you can do is that you can take this home and you can respond according to your own understanding. And it is actually about you, so you don't need any instructions of anyone else towards filling up this wellness workbook. It talks about how you experienced yourself after pranayama, after chair yoga that you did, what kind of thoughts keep haunting you all the time. Then one very important, before closing, I'll just take 5 more minutes. Before closing, I would like to reiterate the modern faculty posture that all of us take. We all have sedentary lifestyles, okay? And how our posture impacts our ability to focus and ability to work really well in whatever cognitive work we do, research paper likhna, focus karna, padhai karna, teaching. All this requires a lot of cognitive effort. हमारे brain को बहुत काम करना पड़ता है, right? But because of the poor posture, our brain is, we are losing focus. We are not able to focus very easily these days. There are a lot of notifications that are coming up in our phone and everything that is there, that you can all prevent by putting an off to all the notifications to the apps that you have installed on your phone. This was shared with me by a very top-notch productivity coach. He takes lakhs to give productivity tips to people. So I got to attend one session of his, and he shared that we should put off on all the notifications, that the apps that are there on the phone, WhatsApp notification, Instagram notification, put them on off. Otherwise होता क्या है कि हमारे फोकस की जो चाबी है वो इन नोटिफिकेशंस के पास हो जाती है, इन ऐप्स के पास। जैसे एक नोटिफिकेशन पॉपअप होगा आपके फ़ोन में से, आपका काम छोड़ के आप पहले इंस्टाग्राम का वो नोटिफिकेशन देखेंगे, कौन सा किसने आपकी फ़ोटो को लाइक किया है, रील को लाइक किया ना होगा, या कौन सा व्हाट्सएप है। सो पुट एन ऑफ टू ऑल द नोटिफिकेशन. That was one thing. Now coming back to the posture which I was telling you, if you are stressed, if you are overthinking, if you are not feeling very good, तो हमारा जो posture है, if you allow me, I'll take you to that slide. So if you see this posture, it is the stress posture. Our shoulders become rounded, हम आगे की तरफ झुक जाते हैं, हमारी नेक आगे प्रोट्रूडेड होती है, और बहुत बार आप एक्सपीरियंस करना, जब आप स्ट्रेस्ड होते हो तो आपके जॉज टाइट हो जाते हैं, राइट? हमारे दांत हम एक दूसरे के पास कर देते हैं, हमारे जॉज बहुत टाइट हो जाते हैं. सो इट शोज दैट आवर बॉडी इज इन स्ट्रेस. अब दूसरा जो पॉस्चर है एग्जैक्टली ऑपोजिट, जिसमें आपके शोल्डर्स पीछे हैं, आपका सिर एकदम सीधा है और आपका जो चेस्ट है थोड़ा आगे की तरफ है, इट्स ओपन, राइट? शोल्डर्स बैक, चेस्ट ओपन एंड हेड स्ट्रेट. इससे क्या होता है, इससे हमारे रिब केज की स्पेस एक्सपैंड हो जाती है एंड वी आर एबल टू ब्रीथ वेल. व्हेन द ऑक्सीजन फ्लो इन आवर बॉडी इज इम्प्रूव्ड, इट एक्चुअली, सो यू कैन सी दिस प्रोलॉन्ग सिटिंग, ठीक है, एकेडमिक डिफॉल्ट, क्योंकि हमारा सेडेंटरी लाइफस्टाइल है. इससे क्या होता है कि हमारी बॉडी की जो शेप है वो एक चेयर शेप में हम बैठे हुए रहते हैं, लाइक दिस मॉडर्न फैकल्टी पॉस्चर. Rounded, round forward, collapsing posture, just forward, straining cervical spine. It is tightening and restricting our lung capacity. हमारी ऑक्सीजन कैरिंग कैपेसिटी ऑफ लंग्स इससे कम हो जाती है. और राइट एंगल पे, if you see this, stiffen from right angle sitting. हमारा जो pelvis, हमारा जो हिप जॉइंट है, यहाँ पर सारा स्ट्रेस यहीं स्टोर करते हैं. When we are very stressed, हमारा हिप जॉइंट इवेंचुअली टाइट होने लग जाता है. इसलिए बोला जाता है मोबिलिटी एक्सरसाइजेस करने से हमारी बॉडी में जितना भी स्ट्रेस, सालों साल का स्ट्रेस स्टोर्ड है, वो सारा धीरे धीरे रिलीज हो जाएगा. और जब यहाँ हिप जॉइंट में मूवमेंट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड होगी तो आपके पैरों में ब्लड का सर्कुलेशन अच्छा नहीं होगा. एंड व्हेन द ब्लड सर्कुलेशन हेयर इज इम्पीडेड, मतलब कम है, तो बहुत सारे केसेस में लोगों को आपने सुना होगा आजकल लेग का स्ट्रोक आ जाता है. लेग, यस, इट इज़ अ वेरी कॉमन थिंग नाउ. लोग क्योंकि ब्लड जो है वो एक जगह पे इकट्ठा हो जाता है, और स्पेशली यहाँ पर इसीलिए होता है क्योंकि हम सेडेंट्री लाइफस्टाइल जी रहे हैं, जिसकी वजह से हमारी टांगों में ब्लड सर्कुलेशन, वैरिकोज वेन्स आपने सुना होगा. प्रेगनेंसी के बाद बहुत सारी फीमेल्स को वैरिकोज वेन्स की प्रॉब्लम होती है. वैरिकोज वेन्स might lead to a vascular stroke in later life. So it is very important to avoid these, and to avoid this you should practice mobility exercises. Okay, now the body gets into the shape of the chair, which leads to restricted breathing. हमारा rib cage properly expand नहीं हो रहा, जिसकी वजह से हमारी body में decreased circulation है, हमारे ऑक्सीजन लेवल्स कम हैं और हमारी एनर्जी लो हो जाती है. एनर्जी लो होने की वजह से जब ब्रेन के पास सफिशिएंट ऑक्सीजन नहीं पहुंच रही तो हम बहुत जल्दी जल्दी फैटीग्ड फील करते हैं, थक जाते हैं. एंड दैट इज़ वेयर ब्रेन फॉग, जिसको ब्रेन फॉग बोला जाता है, मेंटल फैटीग, हम बहुत क्लियरली ना अच्छे से सोच पाते हैं, ना किसी चीज़ पे फोकस कर पाते हैं. सो वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग which you as faculty members, or we as faculty members can do, is improve our posture while sitting. How many of you are aware of the posture while you are sitting anywhere? So this is one wellness hack which you can really take to improve your overall focus, concentration and your academic productivity, for which this FTP is happening. It will make you feel good, at the same time it will improve your brainy functions. Your cognitive intelligence will improve. Right? So this one thing I wanted to put forward. There was lot many other things. If you want, we can connect after the session. You can have my email ID or phone number and we can connect. Now before closing, I'd like to leave you with a very positive thought. So this is the story of a broken cup. There was a student who went to his Zen master, meditation master होते हैं, Zen master होते हैं, एक टाइप का बुद्धिज्म होता है ये Zen बुद्धिज्म in Japan. So this student went to his meditation master, और वो जो उसका मास्टर था, जो टीचर था, he was drinking tea in a beautiful porcelain cup. Okay. Now student asks his teacher कि आपको डर नहीं लगता कि ये कप किसी दिन टूट जाएगा? Right? आपके पास इतना सुंदर कप है, आपको डर नहीं लगता कि ये टूट जाएगा किसी दिन? So what this Zen master answers is actually a life lesson. He said, to me, this cup is already broken. ये कप already टूट चुका है. The Zen master gently picked up the cup, holding it with great affection. The story is actually symbolic of the impermanence of life and everything that we have in our life. No matter what you talk about it, nothing is permanent for us, not even our own life. But this is not something that we should be stressful about. Rather, understanding the impermanence and uncertainty of it, we should really enjoy every moment. And if you really want to enjoy it in the last breath of your life, what is important is how you feel about yourself. So give food to your body by exercising daily, not exactly gymming, but simple mobility exercises. Give good thoughts, give good company of people to your mind, so we become the sum of 5 people we are surrounded with. हम जैसे लोगों के साथ रहते हैं, हमारी thoughts वैसे ही shape up हो जाती हैं. So it is very important that we give very good company to us, so that our thoughts are very good. And that's a food for our mind. If our thoughts are good, we'll feel good. And that serotonin hormone which is released, it will give to physical wellness automatically. When we think positive, when we are surrounded with positive thoughts, हमारी बॉडी में पॉजिटिव सिग्नल्स जाते हैं, गुड हार्मोन्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं, जिसकी वजह से हमारे बॉडी की जो ऑर्गन्स हैं उनकी हेल्थ अपने आप ठीक होने लगती है. हमें किसी डॉक्टर की मोस्टली जो सिंपल ऑर्डिनरी लाइफस्टाइल प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं, किसी को जॉइंट्स में पेन है, किसी को फटीग है, लो एनर्जी है, ये सब चीज़ें हमारी बॉडी के पास ऑलरेडी कैपेसिटी है टू सेल्फ हील. बाय चेंजिंग योर थॉट्स यू कैन चेंज योर बॉडी, राइट? So impermanence is not something to fear, it is something that teaches us gratitude. There was a study on gratitude, and it was published in September 2024 in Harvard Business School's journal, September 11, 2024. That particular study, the name was longevity prescription. अगर किसी को लंबा जीना है तो उसको अपनी लाइफ में ग्रैटिट्यूड ज़रूर प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए. And that is a study on a very huge, I think 45,000 people were the subjects जिनके ऊपर ये स्टडी कंडक्ट करी गई थी. और रिजल्ट था कि जिन्होंने ग्रैटिट्यूड पे सबसे ज़्यादा स्कोर अचीव किया था उनके अंदर देखा गया था that they lived 9% more. The longevity of their life was stretched by 9%. और gratitude is such a free tool, easily accessible tool to everyone, that it should be practiced. और 9% is a significant number. अगर आप 9% अपनी लाइफ की लॉन्गिविटी को बढ़ा सकते हो just by practicing gratitude, which comes for free, and the whole control is in your hands, I don't think it's a bad deal. Rather, it's a very beneficial deal. And this study you can refer to. If you need the link to the study, I will share. आप मैम से बोल सकते हैं, I'll share the link. ठीक है? Just to, because we are all academic researchers, we want evidence for everything. So if you want the evidence, you can access to the link and read this study yourself to convince yourself that gratitude is scientific. It is not just mood elevation. It is scientific. Okay? That's it. Thank you so much. Yes, you can. I'll share with Manakshi. She'll share with the participants. Thank you. Over to you, Michelle. And I would sincerely request that I made this workbook, the wellness workbook, very thoughtfully, and it talks about how you can flourish in your life, a plan. In the end, you can make your own plan by changing your habits. So please go through it and do it whenever you get time. It is for you to keep. It is not something as a part of assessment. It is for your own benefit. You can do it as it is and when you please. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, we are deeply thankful to you for sharing your invaluable knowledge, rich academic experience and practical insights with us. Your thought-provoking deliberations, engaging presentation and inspiring interaction have made today's session truly enlightening and intellectually stimulating. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your lecture.
Thank you so much.